Our band of adventurers, the God's Headache, had arrived at the town of Elvengrove, seeking further answers into the Void Lords, specifically of Rune. During your time there, Valith made contact with the Elder, who provided further information about Void Lords and Rune in general, specifically on how they drain the life from whatever plane that they are in. Deciding that he now needed an out, Valith seeked a way to free himself from Rune's influence, bringing him back to the Archdruid of the forest, and by extension, the Feywild. There you conversed with Reynard, a Fey Lord, not powerful enough by himself to form a pact, but with the help of his ancient copper dragon friend, was able to partially sever the link between Rune and Valith, changing him to a pact of the Archfey. Through further information, both Delson, through a scry, had discovered the rough location of his sister, seemingly an area to the north in Dra, though the exact location was unknown to the Elder. It was then decided, since Nemesis had business of her own in Dra, that you would restock in Underook to allow Reyna to prepare the ship best it could for the cold weather, and then to head north to Frostbreath, for whatever query it was that Nemesis had. And that is where we left off. So, the past few days have been uneventful as you've flown towards Underook. As you fly over the crest of the mountain, you can see what looks to be two large barricades on the entrances to Underook. They are relatively heavily manned, and at the sight of those, you see Reyna sort of bank the ship sharply to the left.
What do these things look like?
They look like wooden barricades. Like they've definitely been hastily
How sharp is this left bank? Are we gonna have to, are people gonna fall over and stuff?
It's a pretty steep bank, so you do sort of slide a little bit. Not to the point where you're at risk of falling off, because there's guardrails and everything. It is pretty steep where the entire ship sort of tilts slightly, and as he sort of readjusts, you see him you hear him yell over it. The wind and such. It's like, best not to go straight into the middle of that. I'm gonna land us further down.
Trothnall he's just sat on the top. He just sat on the top deck, trying not to be sick. Basically shouts back, "You can always warn us next time, you prick."
But excuse me, I don't have X-ray vision. I can't see through mountains.
Just get as close. Yeah, just get as close as you can without us. That won't result in us being locked in a fucking dwarven prison.
He doesn't respond, but eventually sort of places it, lands it down, about 200 or so feet away from the barricade. There's already a contingent of dwarves that are coming from the barricade, towards you all.
In that case, wait. So are we all? Have we disembarked from the ship?
At this point, they're some of the crew have already disembarked and are sort of holding the holding the ship in place. They don't know if it's going to be anchored there for a while or if they need to quickly get out of here, so they're just sort of holding the ropes. But there is a rope ladder for you to climb down.
Okay. In which case, I will clamber down the rope ladder.
Okay.
I should tell you what. I'm going to. This might be dumb, but I'm going to roll and just see how nauseated I am from the journey. Hold on.
It would be a Constitution check.
It would be. Oh, okay, I'm fine. Uh, so I just climb up, not very dignified, climbing down the ladder. And then I hop to the ground with a bit of a stumble.
Yeah. So as you sort of land, like some of the dwarves have already gotten like they've gone in range of you. You see a couple of them are sort of like crouched and have their crossbows sort of like at the ready, but they haven't fired yet. In total, it's about 15 dwarves.
In which case, and I can visibly see these many dwarves with their crossbows, right?
Yeah, like they're clearly. It's not a case of they're like about to fire or anything. It's just a case of they are being incredibly cautious.
In which case, suddenly seeing all these trained marksmen on me, I will raise my hands. I'll raise my hands up and say, "Don't worry, don't be alarmed." The name is Trofnar Glowhammer, and me and my friends here are here on official great clan business.
The guards are sort of like
keeping the stuttery nervousness as well. It works.
Yeah. So several of the dwarves, like they've still got their weapons just trained on you, but one of them looks to be like maybe the captain, mostly because he's the only one that's got like a helmet on his head, whereas the others don't.
Right.
So like walks up to you. He has his hand down near his warhammer, but he hasn't like taken out or anything. Just so like walks up to you. A glowhammer.
Aye. We're not dead after all.
You got any evidence of that, lad?
Oh, fuck. Where is it? Shit. And I'll rifle through my bag, and I will fish out the pass that I got in Mithrahammer of essentially I can go where I want.
would have given you like a new one.
Pardon?
Holvik would have given you a new one when he was like, getting everything written for everyone else. It's like friends of Clan Glowhammer and such.
Okay, I will. Yeah, so I'll get out that pass and say, look, this has been signed by my brother Holmvik, who him and I currently share the chiefdom, and it should be, and it's surely if it clears me for travel throughout the capital, the capital holds, it should be enough to get me me and my friends inside the city. Surely.
He sort of like reads it a bit, sort of like rolls it back up, and just like gives sort of like a spinning motion with his finger. The various dwarves sort of like relax, stand up, and just start like walking back. You just sort of like watch them go before he hands you, probably hands you the pass back. Aye. Sorry, lad. It's just the situation as it is. We can't take chances.
Of course, I understand. We caught a glimpse of the fortifications on the way in. You guys expecting attacks or what?
No, but given the current situation,
I suppose. You're lucky. What? The forge powder is worried that the Jirhanian conflict will spill into Dwarfland.
Well, that's what the barricades are for, lad. They're it's very difficult to get into Underook right now. We're sort of squeezed between two different factions. You got the rebel faction down to the south, and then you got the current rulers to the north. It's a bit of an uncomfortable position we're in.
I'm writing this down. I understand. But look, it's just me and my friends here. We just need We'll be here for maximum 2-3 days. All we need is to resupply, restock, and prepare ourselves for a journey going further north. That's it.
Fair enough. Sort of like leans aside past you at the crew that's still like holding it. It's all right. You can stake your vessel there. I'll let the other guards know that this vessel's a friendly.
Thank you very much. Oh, what's her name, friend?
My name is Ockram. Ockram Flintforge.
Alright, thank you very much. Sure. Alright, thank you very much for the warm welcome, and I'll let my friends know it's fine.
Good luck with whatever you're searching for in here, Clang Lawhammer. And with that, he turns around and walks back.
And I think at that point I'll shout up to the top of the ship and basically go, "Today, you lot can come down now."
And Mary popping my way down.
Yeah, so you all climb down. The crew sort of like, they do sort of like pull the vessel a little bit to the side, but very much still inside the barricades and just like stake it down. At this point, Raina jumps down as well. Right, 2 or 3 days. Should be enough time to get what we need.
I wanted to give us a bit of time. I didn't want to take the piss, you know.
That's more than enough time. So we're gonna need... Okay, I know exactly what we're gonna need for Nori's arc.
What are you thinking, Captain?
Well, it helps that we restock on some ballista shots, just in case. Not to say that we don't have, too little of it, but more through the hostile north ain't gonna go unnoticed. And oil. Need to keep the engines warm.
Of course. Is there enough in the budget for it?
There'll have to be.
Let me know. I'll see if I can scrape a few. Might be able to scrape a few gold together if we're lucky.
That shouldn't be too much. The ballistas are going to be the most expensive one, but as I say, we got a decent stock of it. Really, I'm just going to be topping up the stock.
Fair enough.
And oil. Any oil will do, so I can just grab a whole bunch of Latin oil. That'll only be a few gold.
Yeah, we'll be fine. I'm just wondering if there was any, specialty equipment we needed or anything.
No, the important part is just, we got to keep the engines warm. In the high altitude, in the cold, the engines can see it. The engine sees, we're basically a balloon.
And a heavy one at that.
I mean,
Alright.
as far as the mechanism to keep the thing afloat doesn't require moving parts, so we'll be okay on that front. Supposing if push came to shove, we couldn't use the ale to keep the engine warm, could we? Yeah, but then that's directly cutting into our profits.
Aye, but if we'll freeze to death and crash in a big fireball of inferno, we're not exactly going to be able to spend that profit anyway.
You don't know much about merchant selling on ships, do you?
I think you can tell by the fact by the different shades of green I've been throughout this journey. I know fuck all.
Put it this way, if it gets to the point where we gotta use the ale, we're already dead.
Right.
What are we talking about? I just got back.
Raina's explaining what he needs to get from Underook. Specifically, he needs to top up the ballista shots and also get oil to keep the engines warm from seizing up And Trofnar was saying like, oh, well, you could always burn the ale.
It's like,
Trosnar, you fucking idiot.
Besides, you ever burn ale? It doesn't last very long. It's longevity we would need.
I'm just throwing it. I'm just trying to be resourceful, lad. I'm not...
Oh, no, I appreciate it, but I've been doing this for a few years.
Fair enough. Fair enough. All right, how far away are we from the city then?
You're about 200 feet away from the barricades, and so it's only going to be about 5 or so minutes
Right.
to get into Underook.
Okay, cool. Then I guess is everyone down on the ground?
Yeah, at this point, everyone's down on the ground. The ship has been staked in, so it's not going to, go floating off anywhere.
wander off.
Yep. Alright.
It's not going to go on an adventure without us.
But you do see everyone. You do see the rest of the crew.
And
is also
walked
there.
away.
Yeah, the rest of the crew
Yeah,
staying on the airship though.
Okay.
Yep. Alright, let's go.
Let's head into the
Yep.
city.
Onward.
All right. So you make your way through to Underook. They let you through on the barricades, so like open it up. The dwarven guard that spoke to you previously just like gives you a nod as he lets you all through. And eventually you enter the city of Underook. Relatively unchanged since the last time that you've been here, though you can see there's a few soldiers stationed about on the various street corners and such.
Interesting, okay. So there's like a higher security now?
Yeah, so as I mentioned when you went on BRB, there's the dwarven captain explained that because they've got the Fallows to the north and the and Lesdor, which is Rona allied to the south, they're squished between two warring factions.
And they're not taking.
Yeah.
They're not
So-
taking any chances.
Yeah, they're not taking any chances whatsoever.
Okay, got it.
Right. Well, make yourselves at home. So I'm guessing that wait, where did we stay last time we were here?
I
Was it
believe it was the
Cozy Corner, wasn't
Cozy
it?
Corner.
Oh yeah. Right, so no, I'm not sure. The only place that we could probably sleep for free here is the brewery, but I'm not sure how nice the sleeping quarters there are. So I guess do you guys wanna go-
Trosnar, I doubt that we need to squat there. We have money for that.
Also, Ed, you are really quiet.
Why? Okay, sorry.
He's perfectly fine for me.
I've got him at max
But-
volume.
Oh wow.
I can project my voice if you want me to.
Yes.
Get more
Mr.
Brian
Shake-
Blessed with it.
Mr. Shakespearean actor, please.
It gives it realism because Trofnar is too far away for us to hear.
He's too, especially Volith. Like there's like at least 4 or
Yeah.
5 feet.
The height difference and the buckling effect from the beard alone. Yeah.
It's actually
Okay,
funny
you
that
actually
there's
sound a little
legit
bit
4 or
louder
5
now,
feet.
which is yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I moved
Oh.
like right in front of my fucking face. So,
There we go. I have to turn him down now. That's funny.
so I guess I will. I guess I will lead the gang of us back to the cozy corner.
Okay. So you return to the Cozy Corner. Relatively the same as it was before.
And I guess I'll go up to the counter and go, hey, have you got any rooms available?
So the innkeeper, who you've met before Doran, says, Hey, we got a few rooms available. It's been a bit quiet since the Civil War happened.
Aye, of course. I mean, we got Aye, from the reception we got on the way in, you can't beat classic fucking Underook hospitality, can you?
It's more a case of they don't want the fancy rooms.
Yeah, I suppose. What- I'm guessing what is the war keeping some of the rich clientele away?
I mean, not a lot of merchants want to take their chances through hostile territory, even if they're not actually on blows at the moment.
I don't blame him, to be honest. Right, how many we need? Four, it's four, isn't it? Isn't that what we
It's always for Trothnar.
Oh, pizza.
4 rooms, please.
Alright, it'll be 4 gold.
Is that for one night, or?
For a night, aye. It's 1 gold a room, a night.
Do you need assistance? You seem to be stumbling your way through things today. And Nemesis is going to go ahead and drop 4 gold.
Nemesis, be nice. He's an old man. He's just going senile.
He just slides a gold coins off the counter into his
Finally
pocket.
happening.
Alright. Passes you 4 keys. There you go. Anything else?
No, I think it's all grand. This is just out of curiosity. Have you got any of that? You got any of that new glowhammer stock in at all, or?
I mean, still got some in my stock for when it was called Flameseeker, but aye.
No, never mind then. And I'll have well, whatever ale you got that's cheapest. I'll have a pint of that.
Speaking of, shouldn't you be speaking to your brother?
First things first, lass.
What, you're
She
going
makes-
to get drunk first things first?
Alright, fine. Look. Don't. What do you think? Doran, right? Was it?
Aye.
Look, don't laugh. But have you got any milk?
Of course we got milk.
Take a glass of that. So just a mug of that. Not long journey getting here, but
Aye. Just hands you a small tankard filled with milk. It's goat's milk, lad, but it should still work.
Calls him a lass because
No,
he's
that
not
was-
drinking.
No, that was me.
No,
that was
no,
Tom.
that's my headcanon now.
That's your
Yeah.
headcanon, but in actuality, that was Tom.
Better.
That was Tom fucking off.
Oh, that's funny.
That was not a fuck up, Tom. That was an
Yeah, that
amazing
made it
moment.
better.
There are no mistakes.
Let's go. Right. What's the price? 1 silver?
A copper.
Can I break a silver?
Fine.
I don't remember the math. How much did he hand back?
You get 9 copper back.
Nice. I have more money. I guess I just essentially down it in one and. Alright, that's it on the stomach. Right. Any guys got plans?
Well, I did maybe want to stop by the alchemist shop here in town.
Alright. Anyone else? Obviously, I'm going to the. Check out how the brewery's getting on, and I might.
Yes, what was it? It was.
I'm not sure about that and such.
How long do you think we'll be here again?
I just need to resupply, so I don't imagine long.
It's what I told the guards anyway, 2-3 days.
Yes, the glow moth. That's what it was that I was going to.
Right then.
Oh, shit.
I think I'm gonna go visit a church.
What?
What?
Oh, shit, that reminds me.
Church for what?
Learn about the gods.
Nemesis looks visibly disgusted.
I just look. Truffle just looks confused and he goes. I mean,
You know,
if you want to go to a church, I can point you in the direction of one, but this isn't. All right. I don't know.
Since when have you been interested in gods?
I'm not. I just want to learn something new.
Couldn't you could learn something more, less sycophantic.
I could.
Nem just looks scared.
you know. I wouldn't mind actually joining you before heading to the Glomar.
You want to go to a church, Valeth?
Yes, actually. I have some questions for them.
Nemesi's face just looks even worse now. Like, of all people who should not go to a church, it's Valeth. She's like rubbing her temples now. I will go with you to make sure that A,
Promise.
you do not vandalize the place, and B, so that no one indoctrinates you. And she looks at Valeth when she says that.
Don't
Okay,
worry.
honey, I'm going to be here to make sure you don't join a cult. Yeah.
Again.
By a cult, I mean a religion.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's funny.
To Nemesis, they may as well be the same thing.
Yeah, no, really.
I mean, I could have offered to help you learn how to use some Tinker's tools, Fortune.
How about we do that tonight?
I can't believe she
Oh,
wants to go to a
okay.
church.
You know what? Do you guys mind if I go with you?
Of course. I don't mind at all.
Oh, hold on, I need to ask a quick question. Stay there. And
Just
can I turn? Are we still in the cozy corner?
Yes, I would assume.
Mhm.
Sitting around
Yeah.
the table, I imagine.
Yes.
Teleported.
Can I go back? Can I go back to Doran and just say, not sure if you can help me with this, but I'm trying to get in contact with an old mate of mine. Said he'd be. He's one of the stone heaths. He said he might be around. Said he might be around Underook recently. Do you know where I could find where Clan Stoneheath sort of have a presence in the city at all?
Look around the city, lad.
Fair enough then. That's all I'd ask. So,
Have you got a name or something, or?
fuck, it was so long ago. It's an old. Haven't known him since he was haven't known him for many years now, and look at me, I'm an old man. My memory wasn't what it was. All I remember is that he was a Stoneheath and he was looking into starting like a bar or a pub or something.
The only dwarf that's got an actual, pub here is yours truly. But I ain't a Stoneheath.
Yeah. Alright, he's probably moved on then. Alright. Sorry to trouble you then. And I turn back to the group and go, right. Sorry about that. Wait, so you're all trying to find your religion now? Is that what I'm grasping?
No, not at all, Trotner. I just have some questions for them.
What?
I don't.
Nemesis looks like she's gonna puke.
Well, I know you were quite involved the last little while about the plans for rescuing Juan, but Reynard, the Fey Lord from the the Fey Lord. Part of my pact with him was He wishes to be an archfey. He's not one yet, but with Nihilus' help, he granted me powers, and in return, I have to attempt to find a way to make him an archfey.
Right. What does the church have to do with that?
Well, in times past, the gods rose. Some did, at least. Perhaps the church has
I would be
answers of that.
careful with how you phrase those words, mate. I'm not
Don't
sure.
worry, I will be.
I'm not sure the priests are going to be very forthwith with.
I'm not going to ask.
With my
Don't worry, Dropnar.
background, would I know how particular gods rose to power,
Make a religion
such
check.
as Tyr, who I believe was a demigod?
So make a religion
Oh.
check.
Nice.
Can
I see. I
do
didn't know
it
any
with
of that.
advantage?
I will say, if you're specifically thinking about how Tyr did it, yes, because of your time as a paladins.
Yeah, I feel like that more specifically would be like what she would know.
16. Okay. So, you know that Tyr's ascension came at the end of the dark. It was, from what little that is known about the dark that the paladins taught you, it was that he was instrumental in the final battle that basically pushed what you now know as individuals as the Void Lords back into the Astral Sea.
Mm-hmm.
And you know that because of what was essentially considered a miracle among the inhabitants, that gave him enough faith and power to ascend beyond a demigod to a god.
Okay. Well, at least in the history that I've been shown, these gods rise to power by reputation, faith, and sometimes miracles. It's more about the people who worship them rather than, I don't know, just suddenly becoming one.
Yes, that makes sense. To see. I don't know much about the other Fey Lords, or the other Archfey, apart from, hear some. Who? Yes,
I
I'll have
couldn't tell
to-
you there.
yes, I'll have to see what the church has to say. I'm not sure.
Perhaps if you're looking for Archfey in particular, you should go visit other Druid tribes.
That's what I was thinking.
That is true.
Those are the closest, with dreams, but in Elven Grove, but I don't know. Perhaps some others would have answers.
Of course, one of the only other Druid tribes that we know are in the forest by Led's
the crazy
Door,
ones?
and yeah, they're psychos. And then
Crazy
we
murder
have
druids.
the forest over by Exeter, which I'm assuming has another circle.
Yeah, they could be.
It-
Yeah.
You do
We know there are
remember-
centaurs there.
Yeah, you do remember the centaurs that sort of like defend the forest from those with ill intention.
Yeah.
Oh, do you know who could help?
Hmm.
With all this matter, and we are heading in that direction. For a mountain spirit lady.
That is true if we saw her again.
Say that again? Sorry, my mic cut out right as you said that.
They're referring to Bo,
Yeah, Bo.
the individual which you aptly named after you killed the white dragon.
Yeah, the definitely not a mountain spirit lady who left a bow for Gratian or Delson, I can't remember which one, and
She just
Gratian.
left a bow,
Yeah.
and Grayson
Yeah.
decided to use it.
like guided her to like the best cave ever made and stuff. Yeah.
We could try to find her again. Obviously, I mean, it doesn't take a genius to realize there was something off about her.
No, of course.
That is true.
Could see if that would work out.
Anyways, let's head out. Let's head to the church.
Alright.
That's not how you spell tier. That is
Yeah, it's
tier.
TYR.
Yeah.
As in, like, the god
Oh.
tier.
Like that.
As in, like, the Tooth Fairy. As in, like, Odin's
Yep.
buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah. TIR is our friend over in Exeter.
That's it. Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
Tirana, his full name is.
Mm-hmm.
I can remember the spelling of it. Sorry, I thought it was different.
It's just everyone. It's just it's Tir apostrophe Arna, so people just call him Tir.
That's okay. Right, so if everyone's going to the church, you know, the brewery can wait. I'll come with. Be interesting.
We're all going on a field trip to go see the gods.
I've been to a church. Oh, do I remember? Do I remember like what the main church in Underook is?
Yeah, Underook only has one church. It's the Church of the World Builder.
Mm-hmm. I'm guessing it's all about Morian.
Yes, it's all about Morian. It's nearby the castle.
Right.
But obviously, being separate from the castle, you can visit it freely. Rainer, who's been with you the entire time, paid his own for his own rooms. Like, right, okay. I'll get started on my little business then.
Right then, if you need assistance, feel free to call for us.
Right.
You're heading to the church? I'll remember that. I'll ask around. Dwarfish is a bit rusty though, but I should be fine.
Hey, Nemesis.
Yes, dear.
Do we have any extra of our special bracelets?
The communication bracelets?
Yes.
Did Floriana have one?
Yes.
Yes.
She gave it back.
Yeah, I have 2 communication bracelets. I was just looking in my inventory. Nemesis will go ahead and take out the spare communication bracelet.
We should give it to the person who might need to contact us at any point in time.
Remember,
yes,
they
you're
only have
correct.
This is
When
after
you're within a
contact.
certain range of us, you can try and contact us with this. And she will hand him the bracelet.
Alright. If not, old-fashioned ways never hurt nobody.
Alright. We'll meet up with you here if anything, doesn't happen, I suppose.
Yep. Shouldn't take too long, though.
Nemesis gives a nod, and she is gonna head out first.
Okay.
Does Nemesis know where she's going?
She does not, but she also doesn't trust these gremlins to, be in front when they're going to a church.
Fair enough. So wait, so
I
have
don't remember. Did I fast track this place?
You did.
Would I know where the church is?
I don't think that she could do all of it, though, because we were
Yeah.
blocked off from parts of it.
I think you're confusing Underook with Niflheimr.
Yeah.
No, because Underrook's the one by Olmendau, right?
Between
Yes.
Ormondau and Lesor, yeah.
It has the segmented places.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it had segmented
That's what
places,
I thought,
but it
and
wasn't
I thought
a...
that...
No. It isn't like Niflheimr where it's segregated and blocked off. Underook, it was just
Yeah.
segregated.
Okay,
Underook
yep,
is- Yeah, Underook is like a series of large connected caverns.
Yeah.
yep. All right, I thought that these ones were segregated too. All right, let's go.
Yeah, they are, but it's not a case of like, oh, yeah, well, only these kinds here. You know, it's like you got the Tinker's District, which is more gnome focused, but it's not like, oh, sorry, no non-gnomes can go through here. Like anyone can go through
Yep.
the Tinker's District. Anyway, so you make your way.
I mean, now we might get stopped by a guard or something saying, "Hey, what's your business?" Apart from that, yeah.
So you make your way to the Church of the World Builder. It's located in one of the few caverns that have actually been like hollowed out slightly. It's a large cathedral, using things like stained glass for the windows, which is a rarity in Underook. Beautiful, like beautiful white marble front with the symbol of Morian sort of embezzled at the top, glowing, though you're not too sure how.
Would I know?
You've never gone up to where it is, so you wouldn't. You think it might be lava, actually, that's sort of flowing and kept maintained, but at the same time it could be magic. You don't know.
You don't know.
So wait, like glowing or gem?
So you enter through the front doors. It is very warm inside the cathedral, and as you sort of like go further in, you can sort of understand why. Sort of around the back area, you can see a large statue of what the dwarves believe Morian looked like, and sort of pouring around him is actual lava in a sort of pool that sort of trickles around to the side and then sort of diverts seemingly out of the cathedral.
Well, Fortune, what were you interested in? Just looking around?
Yes.
Well, I'm going to go find someone. I'm just going to, like, wander to look for the dude with the biggest hat, usually.
Someone, oh dear. Nemesis, like, looks between Fortune and Veleth rapidly.
Nemesis, you can go to him. It's okay.
I literally have a spell called Scatter now that I really want to cast, but I'm not going to do it.
I'll stick with Fortune then.
Right. And Nemesis is going to quickly follow Veleth.
Mom, Pa, when the kids go to the store.
Yeah.
What you got there? A knife.
No.
That's big Fortune energy, definitely.
Pretty much. Alright. Oh, fuck, I forgot how it gets in here.
old man Trothner is like wanders into a room. Why am I here?
Okay.
Where am I?
Have you seen my grandkids?
So, Val, if you're basically looking for the head honcho on with that.
Yeah, I'm just looking for somebody. Maybe just like point me in the direction.
The
of some...
Pope.
The man with the biggest, pointiest hat.
I mean, he's not wrong.
That's my go-to. Yeah, the religious head is the guy with the biggest hat. That's the law of the universe. It doesn't change.
Yeah. Trothnar, who are you going with then with these two groups?
Hold on. So we got Valeth doing his thing, and
You got Fortune that's just looking around, and you got Valve that's looking for the head honcho.
I think Nemesis
just
is a babysitter. I will go with Valeth.
You'll go with
What? Nem is with Veleth.
Oh wait,
Yeah.
who's with Fortune then?
Delson and Fortune.
Delson.
Me.
Oh.
And Gratian.
And Gray.
Yeah.
Oh, is Gratian here too?
Hey Gray.
Oh shit.
In which case, actually, I'm kind of curious about the whole becoming a god thing myself. Yeah, I'm gonna go with.
You're literally, you were a paladin, like.
Exactly.
I know.
You already know these things.
Yeah, I know, but I was also part of an order who was like.
Jesus Christ, we're gonna leave Delson alone with the 2 gremlins, okay?
That is true, actually. Yeah.
As it should be.
Actually, yeah. Check my pocket. I'll be with Fortune then.
Okay, never mind then. Okay. So Val, if you ask around about like who the head priest and such is, and you're eventually pointed to an elderly, rotund female dwarf. She's currently just sort of standing by the statue, seemingly like going through what looks to be like a tome of some sort.
Hello.
Oh, hello. Morian's blessings upon you.
To you as well. I have some questions, or at least if you point me in the direction of some books, perhaps, but you'll be able to answer them for me.
Well, I will certainly do my best as a loyal follower of Morian.
Now, I hope this isn't odd, but I'm just curious about the history of the gods in general. Morian, perhaps. Perhaps this applies, I'm not sure, but... do you know how the gods came to be?
That is one of the great mysteries. The only thing that we're sure about is Earthbringer Kalis seemed to have existed in our plane, and the Alliance came into existence, possibly from another plane.
They arrived here and were gods all on their whole?
That we don't know. As I say, the only thing that was here was Kalis. An history in itself, but one that I doubt even he could answer. The material plane used to be literal nothingness. And then the Alliance came, molded it into what it is. Kalis himself sacrificed his hand for our great god Morian to craft into the world we know as Karmora.
And do you know of Tyr? How he came to be?
Nem just like looks at the last, like her head just snaps up.
Yeah.
Bruh.
Human gods are not something which we focus much on. But I would assume, like many of the other lesser gods, they were either part of the Alliance or they were born between two of the gods.
Nemesis like opens her mouth, like she's ready to fight this woman, and then it occurs to her that she is not affiliated with the Paladins of Tyr anymore.
Yeah.
She just like turns her head away.
Yeah, it's like when someone like insults a place you used to live in.
Yeah.
It's like I went, man, El Paso was such a shit. I was like, what you? Yeah.
Excuse me.
It's like, well, yeah, I guess so. Okay. Interesting. Well, thank you. You don't happen to have a library here I could peruse?
Hatton, sure. Certain conditions, indicates to the big lava pool, makes that a bit difficult beyond certain tomes. There should be a small area with a few bits of reading material, but you're probably best looking in the castle itself. They have their own little library which you can access freely.
Are there any religious scriptures that you recommend to him?
Oh, about Morian, you mean?
About the gods themselves, and
Is
sure about
Morian the god of like
he's like
dwarf
the god of
creation or whatever? Yeah.
he's like dwarf god. Like as far as I'm aware.
So you could probably get quite a bit.
But a lot less.
Yeah.
Even Volith is aware of this. That Morian. Uncle Al just left. He just went outside and left.
It's Dwad.
Yeah, so what you would know is what your characters would know is Morion is one of the major gods of the Alliance. He is often referred to as the World Builder, and the priest's description does add up from what's believed. Earthbringer Kalis did sever his hand, and Morion used that hand to make Karmora, which is why
that one is like basic Alliance knowledge. For some reason, I was like, "Can you tell me anything about the 12?" Not correct.
By the 12.
Wrong thing. Considering Morion's standing, I think that it would be good to have those kinds of tombs or scriptures.
Right, of course.
Tomes. It's tomes.
Yeah, it'd be tomes. Yeah, tombs is something entirely different.
Yeah. I just corrected myself as I heard it.
Yeah.
About the Alliance. Well, the most common book that people read is called the.
Whatever it is, I'm assuming that Nem has been forced to read this book.
You would have. So specifically in regards to the Alliance, the book is called "The Foundation, Formation, and Dissolvent of the Alliance" by a gentleman called Crystalline Riverhelm.
What a name, Jesus.
As she says that, Nem just like she's standing there, arms crossed, and she just looks up at the ceiling, remembering all of those hours that she sat like at a desk at whatever fucking religious school she went to, and she just remembers her eyes burning into the pages.
Yeah, while you don't remember the full details, you know it's a very hefty book. Because it goes into detail about the various gods of the Alliance, their purpose, and what is believed, what happened. The only bit that you really enjoyed was about the dissolving of the Alliance, because it mentioned about the war between the gods.
Sorry, what was the name of the book again?
The Formation, and I said a bit too long. The Formation and Dissolvent of the Alliance, by Crystalline Riverhelm.
Yeah, Nem just grits her teeth and just mutters, "I did not scour my way through that book in private school to read it again."
Oh god, yeah.
That is probably the best bit of literature about the Alliance that we have. We have far more about Morion, as I'm sure you could tell.
I do love the fact it's essentially it's a little bit like someone like telling the Archbishop of Canterbury like, "God, the Bible is such a fucking slog." Jeez.
I mean, have you tried reading through it all once?
Yeah, it's rough.
Yeah,
I am.
It's like the Silmarillion in this book.
That the librarian there can give us more recommendations, though I do appreciate yours. She's saying that through like gritted teeth and like like professional, I want to fucking punch you in the face smile.
Oh yeah. The retail worker smile, yeah.
Of course.
Thank you.
Do you have any
Valeth, are you really going to read that book?
I don't think so. Thank you for your time.
Of course.
Just gonna like look around the room and see what Fortune's doing.
Yeah, what are they doing?
As we cut.
I'm keeping an eye on. I'm keeping an eye on the sneaky.
Yeah, what's Fortune doing? Looking around. I'm betting that she's like robbing the place. This was all an excuse.
Yeah.
No, I'm looking for a cleric.
Well, you're in a church, so there's plenty.
Everywhere.
I know, but I'm specifically looking for the one cleric that seems to know, like, the most amount of shit.
You mean
Give me the
one that-
nerdiest cleric you can find, Tom.
Oh, you're looking for Nori a la cleric.
Yes.
The dwarf that you speak to just points you towards the head priestess.
Okay. On our way.
Oh god, they're just heading over as we're finishing our
Oh, no.
conversation.
Yep.
Okay.
Cleric,
You're-
lower your
I'm
bottom
guessing.
six.
I'm guessing there's no chance I recognize this priestess, is there?
You do.
Okay.
She is significantly older than when you last met her. Make a history check to see if you can remember the name. Because you're trying to
Nem-
recollect 100 years.
Nem looks Katie right in the eyes, just like, what are you doing?
Okay, yeah, you remember the name now. It's Ulcer Forge Powder.
Also forge powder, eh?
Yep, she was a regular priestess when
I like that name.
when you were around, but it appears that in the 100 or so years she's advanced her career a bit.
Written priestess. Fortune is called. What's the name? Ulcer Forge.
Forge Powder.
Knew her a good century ago. Okay, cool. Okay.
Okay, so you all sort of the group converges once more around Ulcer.
May I borrow your time for just a minute?
Of course, child. Of course. I was just finishing a conversation with these fellows. As I say, the library would be your best bet. She now turns to you, Polly. How can I help you on this fine day, dear?
Well, you see, I'm visiting from out of town, and I've heard from a couple of different people the greatness of Morian. I was wondering if you could tell me more information.
Jesus Christ.
I could spend.
Oh.
I know exactly what Anna's doing here.
Do you?
I'm
Are you sure that
I'm
I
think-
know what I'm doing here?
I get the
Nem
feeling you want
just
war bombed.
backs away a
No one
little
has any
bit.
idea. Point
I
blank.
get the
I'm-
feeling you want to be war bombed. So
I'm
Of
keeping an
course.
eye on.
what particulars
we're all watching.
about Morium do you wish me to give you knowledge on?
Well, just about everything. His teachings, the great deeds that he's done.
Well, there's no greater deed than creating the world that you and I now walk. That is easily his greatest achievement that he has ever made. Though his
Of course.
teachings are rather broad, shall we say. To make sure to build the world better is one of the big ones. Another one is to burn with the fire of a forge. Can be interpreted in many ways, though we have put it as the pride of dwarfs and our strength and our skills. Beyond that, it is the same tenets that those of the Alliance shared. After all, he was one of the major gods of the Alliance. His other achievement would be the building of Karmora. The other gods were impatient, didn't let him finish while they continued to work, so he had to work around them. It's believed that is why we dwarves are rather secluded, as he was distracted from his work. It's said that his anger poured into this world, which is, and indicates the lava that you see before you.
And this might be a strange question to ask. You see, where I come from, we didn't really have very many clerics. Or really any major church to work with. What sort of training does it take to become a cleric?
Nemesis immediately is like, what? What?
What do you... What? I'm... Excuse me, but... may I have a moment with my friend here?
She also looks very confused, but it's like,
No, Nem grabs Fortune and just drags her away.
all right. Huh.
I'll follow off. I'll follow this off because,
Sorry,
Delson is very concerned by this.
sorry, priestess. Just give us a sec here. We need to have a chat with our friend.
Of course, I do not judge.
Yeah, no, Nem just like is yanking her along and leans in, and she's just like, "What are you doing? What are you thinking?"
My tail is just swishing wildly on the floor. Listen, don't question what I'm doing. I just want to learn.
Question. No, you, and Nem just like is pointing a finger in her face. You are not made for this kind of thing. For the clergy. If that is what you are thinking, that is completely unacceptable.
Nemesis.
Yes.
Darling, I love you. But I don't know what drugs you think you would be smoking to think that I would actually want to become a cleric of this church.
I don't think you
I
want to
want
become
to
a cleric
know.
of this church, but I mean, in general.
I'm curious to see how the recruitment process here goes.
I could
wanna
tell
see
you how
what-
the recruitment process goes. I went through it myself.
I know, but I'm curious about this
For the
one.
record, like, I
I
can't answer any of those questions about Morian. What the fuck?
I remember a few things from Evie telling me about it, albeit she was kind of born and raised by the church.
Sheltered? Excruciatingly sheltered. I
Yeah.
just please tell me that you are not going to become a nun or a cleric or a paladin. I don't know even how you do that. I've seen your little scrawny bones.
Hey,
Bones.
They are scrawny. I've grasped them. And trails off at that.
I'm scrawny,
that
but I
so?
can probably do it. Are you telling me I can't do something? Do you know how dangerous of a path that is? I
I
was told no, Fortune. You can't become a rogue. No, Katie, you can't climb that cliff. And look at where it's gotten me so far. Don't
What?
tell me I can't do something.
Nem is trying to find a way to put this because she knows Katie, and she knows that if she tells her no, like I am not saying that you can join a church. I'm just saying that I don't think it would be a career path that you would enjoy, my darling.
Come here, sweetie. Lean down. Right here.
Nem leans down.
This is a fantastic opportunity. I can waste their time. I can waste their resources. I can steal so much shit.
Okay, now see, that makes more sense. That's what I thought you were coming to do.
I mean, not originally, but you know.
Wait. Fortune, are you fucking telling me you're lying? You're lying to this poor old woman just so you can rob her church blind?
Trothnar, I kneel down. I cannot hear a thing you're saying.
Look, I'm trying.
So good.
She's right fucking there. I'm trying. This is awkward already because I'm imagining this like a full-on like half-whisper argument in the middle
Yeah.
of the fucking church.
I don't actually think
Yep.
this is Fortune to Trofnar. I think this is Anna to Ed.
I know it is, but I'm working it into the character, and I go, right? Are you fucking telling me you're lying, bold-faced fucking lying, to this poor saintly old woman just so you can rob her beloved church blind? Are you fucking kidding me right now?
Oh, please, no church is saintly.
And I'm not completely lying here. I am interested to learn.
I don't think thievery in a major city will do anything.
No, I think it's great. I think it's right up her alley. I think that this is perfect for her.
You know, I do
Nem
have
would
some-
rather Fortune rob a church than join it.
I'd rather you just leave the church fucking alone, okay?
Fine. I'll find a different church.
I mean, there's a church in Olmendau.
But you don't have to rob
Yeah,
any
there
fucking
is.
church. Fancy place with fancy baubles you can nab, alright?
Do you know how much money I need right now, Trothnar?
We all are in need of money,
Do
Fortune.
you know how much money I need? Do you know how many debts I have in my clan's name?
Okay, but mine's not for debt, it's for love.
Nem just looks confused.
Let me guess. If you don't have the perfect wedding, are you gonna get executed in 15 years?
I think it'd be a lot less than 15 years.
All right. One, Trothnar, you don't have to be associated with this incident in the first place. Two, if this was a human church, you wouldn't care at all. Three, Katie, he's right. You probably shouldn't be robbing anything because you could be arrested, and I would rather you not be arrested. But nonetheless, continue on whatever research it is that you are doing, and if you do have sticky fingers, try not to get caught this time. I'm really tired of bailing people out.
Of course, dear.
Continue on your business. I think Veleth wants to go to the library.
Yeah, the library stuff I don't really need to do super involved. Like, I could make a roll and Tick, you could tell me if I really find anything, but I'm not expecting a whole lot.
I think this is a case of Nemesis just wants to get the fuck out of the cathedral.
Yeah.
I'm down with just going to the, what's it called? The glow something. What the hell was it called?
The glow stick!
The glowworm.
The glow... I don't know. I don't remember.
Glowmoss. If you're referring to the
Glowmoss.
potion shop, Glowmoss.
Yeah, Glowmoss. It's like an alchemist potion shop kind of place.
Yep.
Okay.
Ooh, it's already got the branding. I might see if I can bring it into the...
Also, and Nemesis grabs Gratian by the ear. You're coming with us. I do not trust you alone with Katie in a church.
Well, I was gonna offer to go, but it seems I'll be busy.
Do whatever you like. Katie, remember what I said? I feel like I have to repeat myself like a parrot.
I will just go with you.
No, continue on your studies.
No.
Nem
really,
honestly wants them to just waste people's time.
Alright, you heard what
You're
Mom said.
going. You. She just makes like a strangling motion with her hands.
Dalson just grins at that in utter amusement.
Right. To the library we go. Fantastic. Trosna, are you coming with us, or are you going to the brewery?
I'm fine. I'll stay here. It's alright. You go on ahead without me. I'll see you back at the cozy corner.
You're going to stay here at the church.
Well, not all day, no. But I got some things I need to take care of. If that's alright.
Right.
I'll meet you guys later.
Nemesis nods, and she will go, dragging Gratian by his ear.
Okay.
Can't believe our dear child got taken away.
Got mommed.
It's just like, what's everyone doing?
We're all going to the library. You're staying here in the church.
Okay.
She took the kids.
What the fuck? Can I pull Ulcer aside?
Sure.
I was gonna go. Just want to apologise for all that.
Oh no, it's quite all right. You've got interesting people.
Aye, quite a merry band of rogues. Aye. Not sure where she wants to go. To be honest, she's a bit rudderless, you know. And I sort of just with like a bit of a hopeless look up at the big fucking burning statue of Dwarf Morian, who I'm guessing just looks like just like a stereotypical big buff dwarf man.
He does, though you can sort of see what appears to be like sort of like horns kind of elongating behind to form a sort of crown at the back, which you can see like some of the lava sort of like pouring down in regards to it. Very like it's not so much he's muscular, but he's like very large over tongue. But like you can see like with his arms and such, he's got like bulging biceps and everything in the picture. You see in one of his hands, he's holding a very large orb that's got a few engravings that look a bit like Karmora, and the other hand, he's got like a hammer raised up over the over it.
That's a cool image. Okay. And so so just with a sort of a pensive but like forlorn expression, just looking up at the face of Dwarf Morian and just goes, You're probably an expert on this, but how merciful is the old father supposed to be these days?
It's hard to tell. We believe that what work you've done during your life decides where in the forge Morian puts you, and whether that work kept with his teachings or not.
Do you think Morian sees a redemption for the past in deeds in the future?
Aye. But I believe he doesn't judge until you're actually in front of him.
And yeah, Trofnag is at this point struggling to even make eye contact with the statue, and just holds like two fingers on the brow of his nose. I know I got to make these last years really fucking count. Thank you. Wait, you don't. No, you're not. Sorry to ask, but your name's not Ulsa, is it?
Yes, it is. How did you know?
I was born here. I grew up here. I came to this church as a boy. Not sure I'm welcome back in these hallowed halls anymore, but my name's Trothnor. Trothnor Glowhammer.
Trothnor.
Doctrine's little boy.
Sorry, the name doesn't ring a bell. It's been a while. I do know of the Glowhammers, but no, I don't. Sorry, I'm not. My memory's not as good as it used to be.
That's fair, I suppose. Yeah, this place brings back memories, you know.
It was Ultima crowded once upon a time.
Did the Wardens have a presence here back in the day?
Oh, of course they did. Of course. They were founded here. You know, one of the former wardens actually was here until a little bit ago. Vesper, he was. Bright lad. Lots of bright future ahead of him, I think.
Aye, he was a man of vision, I'll give you that. And as a servant of the world builder, what's your opinion on the Warden's actions? Do you think that's just?
Well, then you're going. She sort of looks around, just to make sure there's no one else listening in. I was honestly in a way in support of it. You know, the teaching is to bring glory to the dwarves. And how are you meant to do that when we're still being pushed back all the time by them landwalkers? You know, after what they did to us in their war between us. And even now, like, there's no unity. But dwarves, we have them. Though, I'd be lying if I said they went a bit too crazy.
Trothnor essentially has gone from sort of a look of... Well, first of all, went from like a look of like sinking in his gut of like, oh shit, she likes Vesper, and now is just a look of sheer contempt towards this lady now. So it goes, not sure if you can call the immolation of innocent people a little bit crazy, but
That's what I mean. For those that committed the sins and everything, they deserve it. But then they went a bit too far and started assuming.
you know, I was in the Wardens myself.
Oh, you were?
Aye, I mean, being a glowhammer, I mean, it was practically compulsory. I didn't have a fucking choice. Sorry, big man, but I didn't really have the choice in the matter.
That's true. I
mean, my clan did found the bloody thing. So. I mean, the glowhammers built this place, if I remember rightly.
Aye, they did. This and the castle is the Glowhammer legacy. That and Vesper's refinery now.
I mean, afraid that's all we've got left. It's been quite the fall from grace. I don't know if that was all part of Morian's plan, but aye, It's been spectacular. I'm
I
sure anyone
mean,
would wish to be a
the
part of it.
Clawhammers weren't directly involved with the Wardens going a little too burn happy. Honestly, that was probably Vesper's mother, probably.
Aye, but we were the founders. We had we had the second most influence behind the Lord Commanders themselves. We could have fucking did. I don't want to fucking dredge up the past. Alright. Look. Thank you for your words, sister.
Of course.
Keep the good work and keep Maureen's teachings going, alright? But
And follow them with all your heart.
you too. I will just essentially, still standing there, mutter a quick prayer, do a nod towards the big statue, and head out the grand doors.
Okay. Right. So, library time. So, Valif, what are you looking for the book that you referenced, or are you looking for particular books?
I don't know what I'm looking for exactly. Like just history. Honestly, stuff about the Feywild would be more accurate to what I'm interested in.
Okay, all right. Go ahead and make an investigation check.
Sure. That can't go terribly wrong at all. Right. Oh, that's a good roll for
17.
me.
Okay. So you are able to find the book in question about the Alliance. That's fairly easy. It appears to be a rather common book here. Then, when you look for books about the Feywild, being a dwarven race, it's very few and far between. The only book that you really see is a book that's literally called A Basic Introduction to the Realm of the Feywild. And you sort of quickly flick through it. It appears to be general base information. A lot of it seemingly being speculation, as from your journey in the Feywild, you see a few things that seem incorrect. You read one bit in the book where it talks about the sky being purple and red, and the waters being a deep dark black color in some areas, which from your journey that's not the case. But that's the only real book about the Feywild that you see.
All right.
You feel that, as I said, you feel like that being a dwarven civilization, it is as opposite from,
Yeah, they're not nearly as
from
concerned about
nature.
that.
Yeah.
All right. No,
Also,
that's
can I-
enough for me.
Can I just establish the fact that so the dwarves see themselves as Morian's greatest work and his chosen people, do they?
Yeah.
At least in Underook.
Oh jeez, yeah, okay. God damn it.
You don't know about the other dwarven cities, but
Yeah.
at least from what it sounds like with Ulcer. But you don't know. You've only spoken with one of the. You've only really spoken with one of the priests.
Yeah, I suppose it's learning, taking everything you know about Christianity from the the Puritans in the Plymouth colony or something. Yeah.
Yeah, which is 100% not true.
Yeah.
All right. So, since everyone else is in the library, are there any books that people look for? Might as well ask.
Well, is there anything else anyone has in mind? I'm thinking right now.
Give me 1 second. I'm gonna type them down.
Okay.
I mean, I had a few ideas.
Go ahead, Doc. It's gonna take me a minute to write.
This includes, but is not limited to, a book on lesser demons that could make their way onto our plane. A cookbook to learn to refine cooking better. A book on indigenous species in the Kingdom of Jurhan.
Mhm.
And a fantasy or mystery novel, if there are some.
Okay, make an investigation check.
Particularly a fantasy novel about a world that doesn't have magic.
I love it, fantasy.
20.
It's
Okay.
totally a fantasy.
So, in terms of cookbook, most of it's dwarven cuisine.
Salted pork.
Yeah, like one of the books that you find is 100 uses for fungi,
No.
which is literally a book about various means you can use various fungi. It includes a little bit that also explains like each bit of fungi that might exist,
Huh.
and general rules in regards to it.
That could actually be helpful.
Yeah, I'm trying to think what dwarven cuisine would be. It would be like hearty stews and bakes and hot pots and stuff like that, I imagine.
Yeah.
Mutton.
I can't wait for us to be inevitably stuck in like the Underdark.
The book.
Books about the geography. You said one of them was the geography of Jurhan, or I know one of them was amongst
It was like animals. Yeah.
animals of Jurhan.
Yeah, indigenous life.
So you're able to find a book about that. It appears to be a Johanian book, not a dwarven book.
Yeah.
But the book is called. God, I'm gonna kick myself for the name that I've gotten it. Mundane Monsters and Where to Find Them.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
I love it.
Yes.
A book about the set. I mean, you've rolled really fucking high, so a book on lesser demons. You're not able to find really one that details the demons, but you do find a book called The Hellish Plunge, which appears to be like documentation about the Seven Hells, though it's a rather thin book.
It's funny because Nem actually has the other book.
Yeah. And then a fantasy novel about a world without magic. God, you're making me think of names on the spot here, guys. So you do find this fantasy novel, and it is simply called Life Drained. It's a bit of a darker fantasy novel about a world that is dying due to magic sort of leaving the planet.
I see then. This will definitely be an interesting read.
Fortune, go ahead and make a investigation check.
May I drag Delson to help me with this?
Delson is doing his own investigations. He cannot help you.
I'm sorry, Fortune, but I'm busy reading.
I'm afraid of my own investigation roll. Hey!
Hey!
So, books on any gods that you can find, books on animal handling, books on... So books on stone carving is so easy to find. You're in a dwarven city. You have the cream of the crop of, like, stone carving. There's books on carving large statues, on minuscule, like, on small things. Like, what particular stone
What is this
carving are
stone
you looking
carving?
at?
I will take books on both big and small. I just want to accumulate the skills.
Okay. So the book on like large stone carving is so you want to carve like a dwarf,
Yes.
and the minuscule one is called Trinkets for Tykes. It's more focused on like kids like stone carvings.
Oh,
Wait, what was the second one? I'm actually writing these names down.
Trinkets
such a-
for Tykes.
that's such a dwarven thing. I was like, even
Aw.
children's toys are made out of stone. Yeah.
Books on languages. Predominantly, there's dwarven language ones.
Yes. I'm ready to learn dwarves for dummies.
Okay.
Sorry.
So you essentially find a dwarven dictionary for the languages on dwarfs. The other languages, there's not really a whole lot. There's obviously a few books that are in common, but you struggle to read them because they're clearly like they're written in dwarvish.
Mm-hmm.
So you just kind of look at it, it's like, oh, I don't know what the hell this is.
Wouldn't there be a few Gnomish books?
Yeah, there's a few books. Yeah, essentially, it's dictionaries for the most part. Books on animal handling. So there's various. Most of them again dwarven themed. So it's mostly of things like goats and oxes and boars.
I'll take the one on boars. What's that one called?
So it's simply called raising your boars in the deep mountains.
Okay.
Alright, and then childcare books. There's various. There's things on like discipline, on like good, and like good practices as a parent, and such.
I'll take a most recent one of each.
Okay. Which it's literally disciplining your child when they don't want to behave.
Oh god, something tells me dwarven parenting tips are not going to be good.
And the other one
no.
is simply.
I imagine they're similar to like Nordic ones where it's like, yeah, just leave your kid outside; they'll get used to the cold or being the
Pretty
dark.
much, yeah.
It's like, okay.
And with the animal husbandry, the animal handling books cover that.
Leave them in a cave. If the beasties get them, they're
Yeah, clearly they were weak.
Yeah.
And how much would it cost to buy all of those?
That would be, since it's paid in silver, it's 16 silver for all those books.
And how much would that be in a gold?
That would be 1.4 gold pieces or 1.6 gold pieces.
So 2 gold.
I shall pay.
All right, you get 4 silver back.
How much would my books cost?
Yours would be about 14 silver.
I actually do have 14 silver.
Okay.
Yeah.
Peach wants to look for books on military strategy or past uprising in histories. Make an investigation check.
Oh boy, Nem, you always fail me.
So you want to start a revolution?
I knew it.
It's about right. Yeah.
I told you.
Unfortunately not. You find a few books, but it is predominantly like dwarven stuff, like
Yeah.
fighting in collapsing caves, for example.
I imagine that all of it is either useless to what I'm looking for or in Dwarvish.
It's
So.
if you're looking for like open field strategies, you don't find any. It's strictly
yeah,
about like
okay.
mountain combat and underground combat.
Yeah. You try to get a book on like how to fight guerrilla warfare and how to like and how to start revolutions, and it's just books about how to be obedient and how to like be subservient to a master and all that sort of stuff.
Well,
How to
also,
punch stuff really hard.
warfare books would be really helpful if we're going to be going back up to Dragonland to try and find this thing, because we can use it to learn to strategize for the fucking mountain that we're trying to find.
That is fair, actually. Yeah.
Fine, I'll get the mountain book.
Yeah.
In the mountains.
Let me buy this fucking book. Ugh.
Okay. That would be 2 silver.
2 silver.
Mm-hmm.
I only have 1 silver, so take a gold.
Okay. You get back 8 silver.
Woohoo. No, I have 9 silver.
You get back 2 book vouchers.
Can you give me that one Can you give me that 1 silver you have left over?
Nem just
They
like
left-
looks at him.
I have 25 silver on me.
Nem will give him 1 silver. So now my silver is even.
My silver is
Actually,
even.
why don't you have 1 copper as well? Ah, there we go.
Does anybody need a gold
Like,
piece?
yes, actually.
I will give it to you. That way I can have 42, 12, and 102.
So
This is what I've done.
Yeah. So the book you pick up about mountain combat is literally called Mountain Combat by Dwobook Iron Mace.
This is where I look straight into the camera.
Yeah.
He just spikes the lens super hard.
Here, guys, my food's here.
I don't know if you would help me. I'm looking for a book on fight in combat in the mountains. I've got a book. It's called Mountain Combat.
Yeah.
Insert laugh track.
Yeah.
But it's weird because it's like it's not grammatically correct. It's Mount apostrophe in combat.
Oh my god, I hate that. Okay.
Oh, you suck.
I hate that. Does anyone else want a book? We're just using this library as a bookstore.
Yeah.
Yeah, are they going to want these
No, I'm
books
good.
back?
No, because you pay, like, you don't pay to rent it out. You pay to flat out buy it. So I
Yeah.
assume that's what
Oh.
your intention was.
Just straight up a bookstore. Okay.
Yeah, because renting it out costs copper, but actually buying it essentially for a new copy. So is anyone else doing their little book search?
I'm guessing, Gray, that's supposed to be the Curb Your Enthusiasm thing.
It's meant to be the most
No,
combat
no,
theme.
no, it's
Oh, yeah, mountain.
Yeah.
You can tell because of the K.
Yep. Alright. So. It is so weird the fact that we had a library episode.
Indeed.
Okay, so, Valif, you head over to Glomos, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So you head over to Glomos and enter it. You've been there before, so you do recognize both the proprietors. Gurau the Bugbear and Venz. The, I think it was a gnome. I don't actually have that written down. I think Venz was a gnome. And so you just sort of like come in, Venz says, "Oh, welcome to Glomos. Venz, just over there, please. How can I help you?"
Yes, I have some vials of liquid. I'm curious about.
Oh, do you now?
Yes, and I pull out 3 vials of the misty river water from the Feywild. I've just been carrying around. Wasn't sure if it was going to be useful or interesting or not, and I don't have the skills to figure that out, so I show these guys.
Alright, you pass one of them here.
Yes.
Takes one of the vials and looks at it. Alright, hope you're aware if you want us to look into this, this is gonna be used for free. Because we can't exactly, be like, oh yes, it's this.
Yes.
Okay, alright.
Of course. That's acceptable.
Okay. So like uncorks it, just like sniffs it and such, moves over to an apparatus and so like pours a bit in. You watch as he sort of like lights up essentially like the underside of the storage thing. It's one of those like you see those like distillers and such with all the the tubes and everything.
Yeah. Yeah, it spins around. I can't remember what they're called, and I'm trying to rack my mind on it, but
this
yeah,
one
I know exactly what you're talking about.
It's essentially like
Distillation?
You remember
Distiller?
the old science experiment they make you do that shows you like how you can get clean water from dirty water and such, where it's like
Yeah,
a vial,
exactly.
Bunsen burner underneath, and a slope thing which spirals down, etc. It's a
Yeah.
bit like that, but more bulkier and such. Right. I mean, it looks like water, but hang on. Vens. The Ven slowly looks over. Drink up. Grabs it and drinks a bit of it.
Walk inside.
He just starts pulling a bunch of faces and such.
I would kind of love if
Then
if
stops
someone
laughing. It's like,
drank it on and just went, that
Right.
was disgusting.
right? You feel any different, Vens? No tingling in your fur or anything? Oh, it feels popping in my mouth. Oh, he seems to sort of scratching at his tongue a little bit.
Oh.
Right, so it's just discomfort, not pain. Gross. Weird. Right, okay. Continues working on the apparatus a bit. At this point, some liquid has sort of appeared in a vial. In another vial, he pulls it out and then pulls the other one and just looks into it. Oh, right. Takes the other vial and drinks part of it. You got some very weird water here, lad.
Yes, I imagine so. It was well, it came from the Feywild. It was strange enough.
You watch
I
as
can't remember exactly
the
what
vial that was in his hand that he just drunk from just falls to the ground. And his eyes are just wide, looking at the other one. Hold the phone. Feywild.
Sorry, what did he say?
He
Yes.
in shock. He's dropped one of the vials and he's just hold the phone. You got. This is Feywild water.
Yes. I was interested in perhaps it was useful in any way. Perhaps it could be imbued in a potion. I'm not sure.
It, so, when you add magical water to a magical concoction, it can be used to strengthen the potion a bit. Not by much, but too much of it can also make you very ill.
Hmm.
Have you got any more of these?
Yes, I have 2 more.
Okay, and they're in vials, eh?
Yes.
So, do you show them the vials?
Yep.
Right. So that would strengthen a potion by a decent chunk, but any more of it, any more than 2, and it's gonna have detrimental effects.
So, say one of these, and I'll just pull out one of my regular healing potions.
Aye. So if you pour that in, you're gonna need to give it some time to settle and dilute in and such. But eventually it'll be slightly stronger. Not by a whole lot. It's not like your normal healing potion. Suddenly it's gonna be able to match up to a greater healing potion. But
Yes, but a little bit.
a little bit. Maybe let's say the strength of how much it heals was rolling a couple of dice, and a normal one is 2d4.
For God's sake.
That would add another d4 to it.
Let's be
2 of them would make it tough.
Well, that makes sense.
Yeah, it's the best way to describe it because healing
Yes.
potions are a bit picky. Sometimes they're well made, and sometimes they're not.
Does this count as
Oh.
me?
We're getting really close. We're just right on that line.
In the distance,
yes, no,
the
that
fabric
understands.
of reality sort of ripples.
Yeah.
Just
Dude in the clouds with beer. He's like, hey, stop that! No, everybody, stop.
that man in the
Yeah.
cloud. The man in the cloud is blatantly just Gary Gygax. Isn't it?
Yeah, okay. Well, thank you. I'll think about that. I actually also have these. I'm not sure if you'll be of much use. They're plants, but could potentially be used in alchemy, I suppose. And then I'll pull out. I have a bunch of like white flowers that I also got from the Feywild.
So they're also Feywild.
Yes, they also came from there.
He like takes one, so like plucks one of the.
I think I had 10 to begin with. Someone must have eaten one. I don't remember what happened.
Well, you're gonna be down.
I have 9 of them, so I am pretty sure I had 10 to begin with, but maybe not. I'm not
Well,
sure.
you're gonna be down to 8 in a second. He like plucks a
Oh, that's
pearl off one and
that's
passes
alright.
it over to Venz. He's sort of like just.
Bruh.
I love the fact that his first
He just like really tough, so it's like, yeah, I can just feed him stuff. He'll be fine.
Yeah, it's like the first step of my scientific method. Test 1. Does he die when he eats it? No, he's fine. That's awesome.
He just like shrugs. Right. Okay. I imagine it could be used. It could probably be used for certain more advanced potions. Actually. Are you willing to sell any of these flowers?
Oh, well, yes, if they're more use to you. I don't have, I am somewhat of a herbalist, but nothing, not much of one, to be honest.
I'll give you 80 gold for the lot.
Well, for that, I think I'll hold on to them.
Ja-
Unless you could make something out of them for me. I'd be willing to purchase it.
Oh, that's good.
You see yourself like a bit conflicted. Right. If I were to buy them off you, how much would you want me to buy them off you for?
Well, to be fair, I don't know their use.
Exactly.
I would have to come back then,
But
unless you're willing to tell me. And then just give him kind of a bit of a smile and a wink. I can make it easier for you.
how?
And my eyes twinkle a bit. It's like, it's not the only thing I got from the Feywild.
Right. Okay. Well, why don't you show me more then, and we'll see if we can get a bit of a better deal for you.
Well, you asked for it. I'm gonna cast Fey Presence.
Are you attempting to charm or frighten?
Charm
Okay. So you
him.
and you're only targeting him, yeah?
Oh no.
Because remember, Fey Presence, you can choose like, I think.
Yeah, it's charmed or frightened. So I'll choose
No,
charm.
but I think isn't it like
Oh.
you can choose a certain number of people?
No, it's just a 10-foot cube.
Okay.
Each creature in a 10-foot cube originating from you must make a Wisdom saving throw against your Warlock spell save DC. If they fail, they're charmed or frightened. Until the end of my next turn. It literally lasts one turn. But like,
They both
I don't know.
fail.
See how it works. Yeah.
So you kind of like, you don't see it, but essentially, like they see Valve's eyes sort of like go an emerald green color, like they flash a deep emerald green. And as they do, you see a gold spectral like figure that forms into the shape of Reynard. Sort of appear behind them. You sort of like watch as he reaches over and sort of like grabs the two of them by the shoulders. His arms stretching a lot longer than they should, and so like pulls them close, and so like pulls them in close, and it's like, I'd listen to him if I were you. Just gives you a bit of a salute and vanishes, and you can see their eyes are sort of like glazed over. You got 6 seconds before it runs out. What you doing?
It's like, and so what could you make me?
Oh, the spell was. I was like, So, most of the spells are associated with like the Fae, since it's something from the Feywild. So they've got. I need to remind myself what spells the The Archfey Pact also gives, just to help me out on this one, because there's a lot of spells.
Other like
in it.
Fey stuff, yeah.
Yeah. He likes something that's like, obviously not every single ability, but, like there's a potion of plank growth that I could make. There's a invisibility potion, a greater invisibility potion, actually. There's a sort of... It's almost like a calm emotion spell, but you need to make the person drink it, which is a bit on the difficult side.
What a potion of plant growth.
Alright, so all you need to do with that is you make the potion, you dump the contents into the ground, and it does it causes the plants to grow pretty insane, to say the least.
Nice. Could I do the just for the sake of like specificity?
Mhm.
Could it just be the actually that's the 8-hour one, so it would have to be the 1-action one.
It would
Never
be the
mind.
one-action one, yes.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. That's still a good one. I like that.
Because specifically with plank growth, like, it's technically not a 1-action or 8 hours, it's just if you
Yeah.
cast this spell over 8 hours, you enrich the
Exactly. So it wouldn't work for a potion thing. Okay, that's fine. That would be cool though. I'd be okay with that. That could be useful.
Right, okay, so you want me to make one of those with that, eh?
Yes.
Would you be willing for 80 gold plus the plank growth potion plus one of the remaining vials of Feywild water?
One vial wouldn't be much use to me, though, you said.
Well, no, because one vial is all a healing potion, for example, would be able to take. You put in more, it becomes toxic.
I see. So one vial would be all I would need for some sort of... Okay. Well...
Essentially, you got enough to enhance 2 healing potions. Obviously, if I take one, you'll have enough to enhance 1.
I think you've got a deal. I'll put my hand out.
Alright, he shakes it. It's like a kid, trying to shake a grown man's hand.
Oh yeah, and when I do, I squeeze his hand and I kind of pull him in and
Remember, from the... it's like... I hope you know the rules of the Feywild. We're not there, but... I hope you know. And I just shake his hand. Kind of give him a little bit of an intimidation.
He looks confused.
Oh, good.
You get the feeling
Perfect.
that this is a person that has, they know the
doesn't-
Feywild,
perfect.
but they've never been to
Okay.
it. I just need to quickly...
Yeah. Yeah, so 80 gold, you said?
Yeah, so you get 80 gold.
Oh, I get 80 gold.
Yes. Yes, he
You're
was
giving-
offering 80 gold for the flowers, and now he's offering 80 gold plus a potion of plant growth in exchange for all the flowers and one of the of the vials. Okay, I need to just quickly look on the downtime thing to see how long it takes to make a potion of a 3rd level spell.
Yeah, it's gonna be like a week.
I'll have a look.
That's alright. No, I know the rules for that stuff.
It will probably... that's magic. It'll take some time. Is anyone else doing anything while I quickly search this up?
Well, I was just going to visit the brewery.
Right, the Glowhammer Refinery. Okay.
Yeah.
So you make your way over to... God, I'm going to have to multitask this. So you make your way to the...
I could look at uptick if you want to do that.
It's fine. I'll just see, it just says it goes to magical items. I'm just quickly checking here. Takes divide its gold piece cost by 50. Okay. So I just need to find out the cost of that. 200. Perfect. There we go. A week. It'll take a week for the potion to be made.
Okay. Well, we won't be here, but we'll figure something out.
Yep. Okay. So you make your way to the Glowhammer refinery.
Aye.
It looks the exact same as it did when it was Flameseeker refinery. Down to what looks to be the same guards.
Like, may have to do something with the outside. That's for the future. And I'll go up to the guards.
Alright, they sort of like bar the way as you sort of walk to him.
Wait. They I just go, don't worry, lads. Name's Trothnar Glowhammer. I'm co-owner of this place now.
They sort of like both look at each other, sort of. Right, you got, like the documentation and such?
Alright, let's try that again. And I get the same piece of paper that I showed the guard on the way in.
Yeah, they sort of like squint at it, and it's like his eyes wide, and they sort of like stand to attention. Sorry, Mr. Glowhammer. So like reaches forward and quickly opens the gate.
Easy, numbskull. Don't worry.
You see, like he relaxed a little bit. Like he's still definitely like standing a bit to attention, but he has sort of like relaxed a little bit. Like he's not gripping his like his hammer as hard.
Come on, it might have been a tight shot when Vesper was here, but don't worry, I'm not going to be that much of a taskmaster.
Right. So if are you here to see what how the refinery's doing?
Yeah, I just wanted to check in and see how just get the run of the place, see how it's operating.
Right. Then you want to speak to
the.
the actual taskmaster, Votrot Shadowfoot.
That would be great. Aye.
Right. You want me to go get him for you, sir, or?
It's I mean, where would he be? Would he be in the sort of the main floor?
Yeah.
It's probably a bit rude to come unannounced. Just let him know that that the owner's here, just to put by to pay him a visit.
Of course. Just go ahead and wait in the main area. I'll bring him right to you. He like quickly scarpers in.
What was the name of the taskmaster again?
Votrot Shadowfoot.
You're banging it out with these great names.
I may or may not have a name generator next to me.
Nice.
It's like dwarves. There's too many of them.
Name of the taskmaster of the Glowhammer Refinery.
Like I had a few written down, but I ran out of them.
Fair enough. Votrot Shadowfoot. Okay.
That's what happens when you have a bunch of asshole players who just constantly ask
this is what happens.
the names of every single NPC that they wander by.
No, this is what
Except
happens
for sometimes
when
they
you get
just don't.
improv. This is what happens when it's improv heavy.
Yeah.
That's also how we get Dave the Bandit.
Yeah, quite literally. Anyway. So you wait inside like the main reception area. There is a audible like sound of clanking in the distance, which you assume is involving the refinery. A few minutes later, the guard comes out. It's like, Votrot's gonna be will be with you in a few minutes. And he's sort of like,
that's alright. I'm not in a massive rush. Don't worry.
yeah. And he walks out the front door to go back to his post. A few minutes later, you hear like some heavy footsteps, like uneven heavy footsteps, and eventually, like the door opens, and it's a dwarf that looks to be the equivalent of his 40s, like very like unkept, long brown hair and a big bushy beard. You see, he walks heavily on a walking cane, and his you can see his left foot is sort of wrapped in cloth as opposed to with an actual shoe. Like he does walk on it, but he's like very quick. You know, like when you have a foot injury, for example, and you avoid putting weight on it. So like, so you're Tristna Glowhammer, are you?
Aye, you must be the chief
What
alemonger here, eh?
Votrot, aye, taskmaster of the Glowhammer refinery.
Aye, I thought, I'm in town on business. I thought I know my brother's been here, hasn't he?
Hovdik, no, not been here at all. He's been sending us instructions, and thankfully we still had most of the infrastructure in place after Vesper Flameseeker left it.
Aye, good. I suppose so. You were able just to keep cracking on making ale, I'm guessing, eh?
Well, I mean, there was a few minutes of, making sure that everything's back up to snuff. We were shut down for about a month.
Aye. Fair enough. Are you alright, mate? Do you need to sit down or anything? I see your leg looks in a bad way.
Oh, it's, broke it as a kid. It's where I got me name from.
Aye, you'll be really surprising to know that Glowhammer was a similar story, but...
It's not a clan name, I assure you. It's a nickname. But, I suppose we could go, into, I guess, your office, if we'd like.
Aye, either way. Even though I think I blatantly know where the office is from.
Yeah, he leads you up to what was Vesper's office.
What does it look like?
Barren.
Like, literally not a thing. Like, just basically like a desk and a...
The furniture's
like a
still
desk,
there.
chair.
Some of the books are still there. But you can see that the safe is open and empty. You sort of like look through the various drawers. They're gone as well. The only... You know, like how some establishments where it's like, oh, look at my bookshelf of books. That's literally just here for fucking show. I don't read this shit.
Yeah.
Like, those are the kind of books that remain.
So basically, whatever books you could cheat them that were the cheapest at the antique shop, for instance.
Yeah, that make him look smarter than he is, kind of deal.
Yeah, I know that vibe.
Yeah, that's all that's there. And as you saw, like, he beckons to the chair that's on the other side of the desk, he just quickly reaches over, grabs another one of the chairs, and just sits down on it, still holding onto his cane with both hands.
Now we're gonna have to get to decorating this place. Can't have an empty barren office now, can we?
Yes, I suppose, whoever is going to be based here.
That's what I need to figure out.
Oh, Hovrik said he's got someone in mind, but hasn't said any further details yet.
Do I know what Holmbeck's talking about?
No.
Well, good, but knowing my brother, that's probably quite worrying. Yeah. Alright. There'll probably have to be another bridge to cross when I get to it, but... Alright. So... How goes the brewery? How much until we're going to be pumping out ale like no tomorrow?
Well, we've... Our first batch has been already assigned to the... what are they called? It was a bunch of airship lot. Had the official documentation from Holvik and everything. So our first 12 barrels went to them.
Aye, he told me it's clan business, I'm afraid.
Once the ale's out of the building, and sold, it's no concern to us. Beyond that, Cozy Corners made a request, and that's a batch we're currently brewing now. It's mostly a case of we're just getting things going again. There's going to be a bit of time before money starts coming into your coffers, wages that were not paid during that month and everything.
Of course.
I don't think it'll be too long since Holvik's mentioned expanding Glowhammer Ale to, beyond Underook.
That's what I was going to ask. Do you think you lot would be equipped for expansion or increased demand if multiple orders in multiple places come in, not just Underook?
I mean, we've always had enough that we could literally keep every inn and pub stocked with Glowhammer Ale here in Underook. Beyond, it's probably going to be a slow burn. I mean, it'll help keep demand up, but we're going to have to look into our suppliers at that point. But I imagine whoever Holvik's sending to look after this place will hopefully figure something out.
I need to. I think I'll have to have a word with whoever Holmvik has in mind, to be honest. Make sure they're the right sort,
But at the moment, we've got 4 distilleries running, which is probably enough to make probably 1 barrel's worth every day, probably.
Good. All right. Just chat. Are you guys enjoying this Dwarven Ale talk?
It's Dwarven Ale,
Yeah.
Anyway, so.
If you want to
I'm
get involved in
genuinely enjoying
economics,
Indeed.
But we're making about a barrel a day right now. Should be able to get things up to speed pretty quickly. Maybe we'll be able to get 2 barrels. So we can supply Underook, no problem. The rest of the Jurhan, however, might need a few expansions or other areas.
Right, so it might have to be a case of stockpiling and hoarding a bit of the profit so we can, buy out in the real estate or one of the other breweries.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll have to see what other people offer.
Aye. In any case, I'm pretty sure with your expertise, you'll be right there helping running the places and making quality control and all that.
Well, it's my job to make sure that each batch is working properly.
Just out of curiosity, was there something here before? Was there an operation here before the Flame Seekers moved in?
Oh, before the Flame Seeker, it was before I was employed, so yes, this is a pretty old building, but couldn't tell you about the old owners.
Just curious. I'm guessing, did Despot have no intentions of expanding outside of Underook?
I mean, he did. Before he vanished, he had a delegation from NASA come over, apparently, wanted to do some trade there. Gave him a good deal, but nothing came of it, seems.
Nonsense, eh? I suppose.
Trothnar, you were there for this.
Dude, I know.
He's not there.
I know that, dude. I'm not an idiot.
Sorry, I was saying this out.
I know that we went in under the cover of being Nars and dignitary.
Aye, he was a bit interested about going for the dwarven clans. That's the thing with him. A little close-minded, Only really wanted dwarven folk drinking his ale.
Yeah, Trothnar's just lets out a smirk. Or like, no, lets out just like a little chortle. Just goes. He didn't really have much love outside of Morian's chosen, that kid, no.
Well, I don't know if it was racism or if it was just the fact that Flameseeker Ale is really bloody strong even for dwarfs. Oh, sorry, Glowhammer Ale. Still adjusting to that.
Don't worry. Yeah, we might have to figure out ways of making sure, properly putting down the Glowhammer stamp on this place, and that's something me and Holmberg can figure out together. I don't know. I suppose that could be I suppose that could be a bit of a marketing trick to outside of Dwarven Holds. Do you have the stones for Glowhammer Special Reserve, hammer in the gut ale? They could almost make like a challenge of downing it in one go and stand. Could be interesting.
Well, it could be. I'll have to speak with whoever's, this mysterious folk Holmvig's got. But I'll be sure, you're the chieftain, your chieftain's brother.
Well, cool, chief, aye.
Aye, but either way, what you say is what we do. Even if whoever's in charge here doesn't agree with it.
Aye. Just out of curiosity, none of the alehouses, I'm guessing the alehouses in this area, they must still be stocking some brew, aye.
I mean, they've been rationing out what little Glowhammer ale they had while we were shut down. Now that we're starting again, they've started throwing a few offers here and there to supply it, and since Horvik wants us to expand, we're taking them offers. It's just, getting supply to meet demand at this point.
Of course. And don't worry, we're not going to be neglectful of this place. Any other ventures of clan business, we'll make sure a good chunk always ends up here, alright?
Alright.
We're not going to leave you high and dry over here.
Just if you're gonna vanish, at least give us some warning next time.
I will let you know personally if I decide to up and fade away, don't worry.
Alrighty.
Let me just... Well, it was nice to meet you, Fortnot, and don't worry, you don't have to call me, Lord Glowhammer or anything, Drothman's fine, don't worry.
It's, sorry, Trofnar, it's, when I was growing up, I was taught to treat the great clans with a lot of respect. It's, force of habit.
Well, I know, but to be fair, lad, I mean, we kind of need to face it. The Glowhammers are a great clan and all that name, apart from, well, this place and old memories. There's nothing all that great about the great clan Glowhammer.
But you're still a great clan.
Aye, well, for all that means, aye.
It means you're a great clan, chosen by Morian himself, regardless of how strong you are.
Jesus, these like, Underook is just like the most like dwarven conservative city in the entire continent by the sounds of it. Like, well, I suppose then, I suppose if Morian said we're great, I suppose we got to agree with him.
Aye, and with this refinery under your belt, pretty sure you'll show them how great you really are. And he sort of slowly lifts himself up. It's like, ugh. Right.
Look, is there nothing? We got a large gnomish quarter here. Is there nothing? No crazy contraption that can help you with your leg at all?
I mean, the distilleries we got are Gnomish made. That's how we're able to produce the ale so quickly.
I know, but I was more thinking like, some sort of, brace or some sort of mechanical aid to help you, or like a wheelchair or something.
Oh, right. Tried a wheelchair before. Didn't like it.
It just makes me sad seeing you in shuffling about in constant pain like that, lad.
Oh, the pain issue's been sorted. There's, my nerves are destroyed down there. Can't feel a thing.
Oh,
But,
fair enough
it's fine. I've lived with this since I was a wee lad. But I'm just used to it.
then. Aye. Well, thank you for everything you do, Falter, and remember any kind of glory and greatness Clan Glowhammer get from this distillery. Just remember that Clan Shadowfoot will get the same.
I told you, lad. Shadowfoot's a nickname, not me clan. And with that, he turns around and leaves the office. All right.
Yeah, and I think in that case I would just get up, just have another look through the. Now he's gone. Can I, apart from the safe, can I look for like, feel in the wall and like along the floorboards and stuff, like secret compartments or anything?
Yep, make an investigation check.
Is that curiosity?
Let's see what you get.
Investigation. That one. 16.
So you have a search about. Doesn't look like it. I used to like check through and like you check all the areas to see if anything that's been missed. A lot of the area has been thoroughly cleared out.
Mm-hmm.
You get the feeling that when Vesper vanished, he took anything that was of value to him with him.
Okay, interesting. And so, like, yeah, I check if there's like loose brickwork in the wall or like loose floorboards, and yeah, nothing. Okay. Yeah, he took the financial reports. The monster. Okay. So in that case, I think I will. I think I'll head to like the main brewery area. I think, and just scope out what the operation looks like, and then I'll probably say my goodbyes to Fotrot, and then head out the door.
Okay. Yep. So you just kind of like look around and such. So like asking about the general consensus is that they're glad that the refinery's back up and running. It sounded like several of the people that lived in this area also worked at the refinery, so they were happy, that their significant other or their kid or their parent and such was able to start working at the refinery again, and looking forward to how it ends out. And then you just kind of walk about before returning to the cozy corner. What about everyone else? What's everyone else doing?
Getting over the fact that my girlfriend almost became a nun.
Yeah, I'm gonna head.
I'm gonna gather everyone up together if they don't have anything else to do.
Okay. We'll say for those that don't
Yeah.
have anything to do, you all sort of like converge into the cozy corner.
It's group meeting time.
Fantastic.
Raina is already there as well.
Oh, fantastic. I will go to him first then.
Mm-hmm.
Did everything go well?
Ballista is going to take another day to get done, but in terms of oil, struck gold. So like indicates to these two large like metal pots. Each one is like like the size of a bucket, nearly, like a large metal bucket, but obviously with a top on it. Got me 2 full cans worth of oil.
Do you need help carrying those?
Nah, I've got this.
Nem like looks him over.
He's not particularly skinny, but he's not like, he looks rather average.
All right, if you're sure about that.
Yeah.
Would you like to join us in festivities, or?
Sure, let me just take those up to the room, though, rather than have them, lying about here.
Right.
Yeah, so, like, let's say, so, like, picks it up. He does, like, initially, like, when you first lift up something heavy, you, like, have to quickly readjust your balance and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, okay. And he just quickly, like, walks up. You can tell he's struggling a tiny bit, but not to the point where it's like, oh no, he's gonna drop it soon. But a few minutes later, you hear like 2 thuds upstairs, and then a minute later he comes down, just like wiping his hands, and such. Right, okay. And just joins you all at the table.
All right. Nemesi's gonna go ahead and go to them, and I actually have something for us to do. One of my other D&D groups did this the other day, and I thought that it was really cool.
Oh no.
So, apparently there's this feature on Roll20, Tom.
Mm-hmm.
If you go to the little bulletin point looking
Yes, I'm
icon.
aware of the macros.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And if you do the playing cards,
Shit.
Which I have.
so go ahead and do that. Yep. So,
Sorry.
we get these playing cards, and what happens is that depending on the type of card that it is, we will tell either a love story, a story of victory, a tragic tale, or one of loss and woe.
This is why you want Raynor to take place. How well did I develop Raynor?
So,
Blindside tick.
I will go ahead and write down what each thing means.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I think you
Alright.
guys can see the playing card thing.
Yep, yeah, we can see it.
Yeah, I can.
Okay.
Now,
Keep
do
in
I
mind,
do-
I'm probably going to be gorillaing this because I have no clue.
It's
that's
time.
fine. They caught me off guard too.
Yeah, I'll have to improv something, come up with something. Oh my god.
Delson, you've been one-upped.
Yeah.
I'll swap in my
Oh,
deck
wait.
of illusions, so it's
Wait.
like I want to.
Oh, wait.
fuck, a bugbear.
Which day's group did this one happen?
This was in Gate.
Ah,
Yeah.
yeah.
See, I've used the macro
Paper.
before. In the old Karmora room, I actually had one for the deck of many things, just in case.
Justin.
Yeah.
Don't even invoke
You could make one up for the deck of illusions, though. That would be.
You could do, yeah.
That's actually
think there's
true.
probably-
Yeah, I can probably. Yeah,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
deck of illusion. Yeah, I should probably do that actually.
I am.
There we
waiting.
go. There's the thing for it.
Okay,
Can I draw first?
You want to draw first?
I got an
Oh,
idea.
and by the way,
I got an idea that if people don't know how they want to draw, roll a d20.
well, actually, you're supposed to doll out the cards.
Oh, okay. So I know.
So-
Shuffle the deck, and
And then you would give Delson a card.
You
So
can just like deal.
I'm gonna
everybody
press
cards.
deal and see what happens. Oh, so deal 1 card to Delson.
And then after he tells his story, he gets to choose the next person.
Deal 1
Yeah.
card to. Okay, there you go. And then what? Does he click on it, or do I click on it?
He clicks on it.
Okay.
Yep. Ah, so that's what it is.
I think you can flip it and show it to too. I'm not sure.
I actually don't remember, but
I know
he
I've
can
messed
tell us
around
what
with
it
them
is.
a little.
But yeah, Nemesis will go to them, and will be like, she'll sit at the table with all of them. All right, so I know that we haven't done this in a while, but I figure with the little bit of downtime that we have, we could do one of, Delson, we could do one of your little story things, I suppose.
I knew you would come around to them one day.
Raya does speak up and just says like, "Oh, I ain't taking part in this," and just
Yeah.
goes back to drinking.
Oh, come
Right
on now.
then.
Sav is not here, so therefore
Yep.
she is not. Oop.
What happened?
Visa's connection, I think, took a tumble.
Can't believe it
So,
got you.
Delson, since you're such a fan, why don't you go first?
Well, Nemesis, I would love to then.
This
And
can
with
be
that-
anything. It doesn't have to be from your life. It could be a fairy tale.
Mhm.
Yep.
I shall in fact draw the card, and well,
Do any of you actually have a deck of cards in your inventory?
I do
I
not.
think
Raina, like you mentioned that, and Raina's like, all right, places down a deck of cards.
Nice.
Look, it gets boring sometimes. You gotta find your own entertainment up in the sky.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome.
And now it's time for me to reveal the card I got.
Mm-hmm. Oh, nice.
Yep. The Ace of Hearts.
How
So a tale of
appropriate.
love, is it? Well, I'm afraid I may have to draw back on something very, very ancient then. So, there are lots of Nazan tales. Some are true, others, well, others are more fairy tales. However, one tale that I shall always remember is the tale of Oceana and Terrace. This comes from a time way back, even before the Alliance was known and made. Back when our world was still being formed, there were just beings, primordial beings here. Of them, there were two that had quite immense power. One was named Oceana, a water elemental. It was said from her our seas were made. Other was Terrace. He, on the other hand, was from the plane of Earth.
Just gonna
From
don't want
which-
to derail, but just to point out, lore-wise, the Alliance existed before the world of Karmora did. It was Kalius was in the material plane, then the Alliance arrived in the material plane. They formed, the stars and everything. Kalius severed his hand. Morium built Karmora, and it was during that point where all the various gods started shaping Karmora with like water and everything.
It can be a mess.
Yeah.
It's just that the formation of Karmora is a
Trust you, it's a fairy tale.
Exactly.
fine.
Even Delson
Silence.
fairy
Fine.
tale. Now, as all of you know, though they are not complete opposites, the elements of earth and water are not exactly completely complementary either. As such, though they would go and try to meet each other, they kept getting pushed away. Oceanus would try to make little rivers to lead from her sea to Terrace's place. However, the waters would erode the stone paths that he made. Terrace himself would try to create bits of land within her Grand Sea. However, they would break apart. Eventually, though, Volcanus of the Fire Plane would see this meeting, and he would be upset by it, as he too wished to have the heart of the water elemental. However, he could not even approach her, as she would cause his own body to dissipate. As such, enraged seeing how hard they kept trying at this, he was thrown into a rage and attacked Terrace. In a long fight, Terrace would be casted down in flames, his own body starting to melt. Volcanus thought that this was a big victory for him. However, that's where he was wrong. In fact, Volcanus actually ended up helping them out. For though he could no longer stay above the land that he created, Terrace could still emerge from it, and though his body would blister and boil, whenever he went toward the waters that Oceanus herself created, they would pull him down. Bits of his body would break off and float amongst her waters forever, ones that would soon become populated with beautiful life, creatures that many had never seen, exotic and tropic colors. It is said now, though, by many Nazans, that many of the beautiful islands we find were created because of this, and it was their love that led to the rise of seafaring explorations to find more of these proofs of their love. So, what did everyone think of the tale?
Liked it, Delson.
It's interesting.
Yeah, definitely, Wouldn't surprise me if elementals were walking around here when it was forming.
Aye.
It definitely would
Interesting.
not.
I haven't really heard of other creation stories outside of, well, the Alliance one, so interesting actually, yeah.
I mean, we don't get any recordings about what happened, so for all we know, Nelson might have a point.
Well, I suppose, aye, but he's true, yeah.
I mean, we got
Again,
nothing
even
saying
to
it ain't happened.
Well, true, but
True, but even to us Nazans, they're seen as bits of myths, stories we use to try and explain why some things that might not make sense came about.
But then the other excuse people make, the easy one. Magic!
Indeed. It's always magic. But with this, Trofnar, would you care to draw from the deck and show us what fate has for you?
can I get a drink first, lad?
Sure.
I guess this would be a little more fun, tipsy.
Anyone else?
Oh no, drunken story time's best story time.
I've still got mine here.
Alright, so name you want, man, eh?
Yep.
Dale?
Yeah, I'll take one.
Milk. Big man, what about you?
I'm fine.
And, you probably taken a vow of abstinence, Your Holiness, have you?
I'll take a milk.
Alright, 2 milk and 3 ale, aye. And I go over to the bar and order the drinks and bring them back.
Okay.
And by the way, yeah, it's Flame Seeker / Glowhammer Ale.
Yep. So you give all those I wanted ale the strong stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
There you go. Should make it interesting.
All right. So.
Oh boy.
Okay, so how do I draw a card? Sorry, do I
deal
just
the
pick?
card.
See the deck, and you can like
There you
hover
go.
over it, and there should be a little thing that says
Well,
draw.
I've already dealt for him.
Oh,
Yeah. Oh yeah, I dealt stuff. Yeah.
It is. How do I show it?
I think you click
Just
on it.
click on it and tell us what it is.
Oh, it is a 3 of, I think those are spades.
Then a tragic tale. Sure, you've got one of those.
Classic. Why? I love fate. Sorry.
Okay.
The cards conspire against you.
Excuse me?
What? The cards conspire against you?
No. I've just got a pop-up from
Oh,
Don wants to,
that was an accident.
Don wants
Sorry.
to steal my card, apparently.
It's young.
That was an accident.
That's pretty good.
You can have my sad boy card if you want.
Again, it was an accident, man. I
Okay,
just
okay.
saw the card.
For fuck's sake. I've got fucking... Alright. I've got so fucking many. Let me just... Tell you what, I don't want to bring up my past. Can I just tell you a fucking... an old story that my mum used to tell me as a child?
You can tell us anything you want.
Right, fine.
Indeed.
This is an old... I'm sure any dwarven clan, great or otherwise, was brought up on tales and stories of the deeds of their ancestors and their forefathers and all that. This is one of them, but it's not one about a glorious king or a mighty warrior or a great inventor. It's so a good few thousand years ago, the Glowhammers were the ones who led the expedition to find this place. We chiseled out of the mountains to find a home for ourselves and anyone who wanted to come with us. And as we dug it out, cavern by cavern, it was a dangerous place. It still is a dangerous place if you go into some of the darker caverns and down some of the more secluded mine shafts. We don't really know how deep the tunnels go. No one's had no one's had the stones to see. But this is from when we were first building the place, and it's a story of the young son of one of the clan chiefs at the time. Name was Hendrik Glowhammer. He was supposed to be a handsome young man, wide strapping shoulders, already bark-killing blue eyes. The kind of wit and charm that can set a table at a roar. The poor lad fell in love. He fell in love with a young maiden who wasn't from one of the other great clans, and of course, if you're a member of a great clan, you can't marry for love and passion. It has to be for glory and gain and honor. So they had to meet in secret, keep their love private and hidden, and well, in a city you're digging out yourself, there's a lot of little caves and caverns and nooks for two young, naive, reckless lovers to find. And they found such a place after. In fact, it's where the There's a weird. If you go to one of the neighborhoods in between the Tinkerers district and where the castle is, you'll find an old statue, an old battered statue of two characters weathered by time, and it marks the spot where they found them. This particular cave they found to meet in private. I'm afraid they weren't the only ones in there. Their remains were found. Well, the remains were found by some of the excavation crews in a nest of God know what. I'm digging out one of the caves, and some say you can still hear. In some of the darker, more secluded parts of the city, you can still hear the wailings and the howlings of the two lost lovers, desperately trying to find their way out of the dark. And if some people say if you hear them, alright, if you get curious and try to explore the caverns and you hear them wailing, it's already too late. Yeah. So that was an old story that my ma used to tell. Probably fake and just created to scare me and my brothers and sisters into obedience and not wandering off, but there you go. Well, I do a card for loss. It wasn't going to be Battle of Laughs, was it?
So you're saying that this place is safe, yeah?
Oh, don't worry. All right. Once we had a big sizable place to live and everyone hit down the rates, we closed down all of the mine. We caved in a lot, the vast majority of the known mine shafts, and we had. One of the main roles of the wardens in the city and the guards were making sure any beasties that dug their way out through the mountains didn't reach the main city. So you were trust me, you were completely fine there. To my knowledge, there hasn't been a beastie encouraging and around here for hundreds of years. They'll be fine.
Right, gotcha. I'll just see where the guards are then.
I don't. Stick to where people live. Don't suddenly figure out. Don't suddenly go. Oh, I wonder what mysteries and wonder is down this dimly lit, dank corridor. Because chances are it's not going to be prey.
I might see it anyway.
Aye. Anyway, it's probably overblown, and chances are fucking Hendrew and his love never existed. It was just to scare me and my siblings. But still, all right, he's next. Oh shit! It's I get this side, don't I? Let's see. Let's go with Big Man, Valeth.
Very well.
Take a card, my son.
My
All
son.
right. It's appropriate.
Yes.
Ah.
Follow her. There you go.
Alrighty. So Valeth pulls a card and looks at it and smiles and turns it over, and it's the 10 of Hearts.
Oh boy, a love story from Valeth.
Yeah. Okay.
It's going to be about you and Room's first date.
I don't know why. I had it's kind of an idea for most of the other ones that I. God damn it. Okay.
Nemesis looks very interested to see what this guy comes up with.
Okay.
You can literally see Delson getting out some paper for this one.
Well, as many of you know, I haven't had much in the way of romance in my life. So, let me tell you of one of the only person, other in my life that I've had that I say I love. When I was young, I need to just double check the name because there we go. Okay, when I was young, when I wasn't helping my parents work, I would be spent most of my time wandering on Platinum Hold, and I spent much of my time at a shop. Gnome named Sally, old gnome. She taught me much of what I knew, and much of. She taught me things. It wasn't go to school. I never learned much, but she told me about the world and about plants and the underground. She was like a grandmother. And wasn't romantic, obviously, but I don't have a story much she was very close to me, and I'd like to return to her now that connected myself to nature more. So, I know it's not a story, but it's what I have. I hope that's okay.
I mean, tales of love don't exactly need to be between, natural love can just be like love you have with a parent, for example, as far as I'm concerned. Or what, is it meant to be like the other kind of love?
No, it is that.
It
I
can
didn't have
be
much
any kind of love.
I didn't have much in the way of
That's a pretty
love
good
from my
story,
parents,
then.
so
What happened to her?
as far as I'm aware, she's still there. Actually, no, she's not. She's imprisoned in Platinum Hold.
Wait, what?
What did she do?
Why?
Thought she was a witch, or something like that. I don't know. It was just before I left. Didn't have a chance to hear about it. Well, actually, no. Sorry, I'm just reading my notes again. I learned once I got back. I haven't had the heart to get in contact with her. But as far as I'm aware, she's been in prison for the past 20 years. I'm sorry, Trotner, I think I took your card.
I mean, sometimes love isn't always happy.
I mean, it sounds
Yes.
like he was happy up until, that.
And it sounds like the story isn't quite finished.
No, I'd forgotten. Volich just kind of goes silent and gives a bit of a 1,000-yard stare and sort of just like stares into the fire. We have a fire? No, we don't. We're in
We're in a.
We're in, like-
Nemesis pats his shoulder.
This ale is strong.
Would you like to choose
I'm the only one
someone
not
else?
drinking. He's just like, oh, Gratian, how about you?
Oh, Gratian.
He does it through the he does it through the medium of dance.
Nate is sweating in real life.
Sorry, Nate.
Aha, this character which you clearly said you just want to kill shit with, now has to say a story.
Oh yeah, I can. Can you guys see that?
Yeah, we can see that.
Yeah, so you
How'd
just
do
like
that?
you just like drag it off. You can just like drag it. I can like take
Drag
it
it
now and put it back in my card, or I can like
You click on it. Tap
Yep.
on it.
drag it out from there, and then I can like flip it if I wanted to. Or I could take it
Can
again.
you go from defense to attack?
Yeah, so you could like put it out, and then
Can't
I
see.
think
I wonder if I can do that on his side.
Oh yeah.
No.
And look, so
What I'll do is I'll
defense,
steal the card and I'll
attack.
flip it and I'll put it in for everyone to see. Since
Yay.
Grayson can't. Oh, it's been denied. Oh, now he can
Been
see it.
No.
That's right, because he can see it now.
A vision.
Oh, okay. Well, that worked. I guess.
I would kind of love it if just Gratian tells the story of one of the adventures we had.
I mean, technically...
if you guys remember.
So what do you get, Grayson?
What card did you get, Gray?
Yeah, what suit did you get?
Ooh, interesting.
Oh, okay.
Spicy.
Alright.
Surprising.
All I can think with Gratian is like, this is all a lie. It's all a lie.
Were they selling chairs?
What about cabbages? Travel around. What cabbages? Oh, heavy.
No, I think he meant chairs.
Oh, okay.
Rome.
Rome.
Last.
go find another better one.
They go fucking find a better one.
What?
Twist! Oh my god!
Oh man, it's a double twist. Now this is a knife.
I'm pretty sure this is just a story of a fight Gray once got into.
I think I've heard something happen like this before.
You're spinning such a fucking yarn here, dude.
Mm.
And we're all
I
we're all
like it.
grabbing-
This
we're-
is good.
And we're like a cat.
Yep. I'm just... Damn. This definitely needs to get added to the tales from around the world.
This is where she shanks him with the knife that he still that she still has.
From this, yeah. Well,
You audibly hear Rain just like, you know, spit take into his cup at that.
How crass.
oh, I get it. This is going to be a story of loss. About this is how you lost your virginity, eh?
No, this is obviously how his parents met. My god. Wow.
This yarn is we're wrapped up in the yarn.
Yes.
I don't know
This is
about
all
you
over a
guys,
little
but this
glass
is going to be a
figurine
hard
as
one
well.
to beat.
Oh my-
I love that. Yep.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh my god.
Finger guns.
That's how I met your mother.
I'm waiting for that. Like, I am generally looking at it.
Is it? Oh my god! Is it? Oh!
Oh my god. What a clever girl.
I'm losing my time.
Huh.
See, I know
Well,
that.
then.
I know for a fact that that's a fairy tale.
Oh
First rule
my
of
God.
merchanting. They pull out a knife on you, all deals are off.
That is
Yeah,
true.
Nem's just like
Huh.
little polite princess clap.
Unless you're in some parts of Naza, in which case, if they kill you, they take your entire stock, and then
Remind me never
have to
to-
run the business.
Remind me never to do business there, then.
Yeah, no. I recommend
Uh,
no one goes that way.
clubs,
Hmm.
huh? I'm assuming clubs.
Yeah, I think a tale of loss.
Seen a lot
Honestly.
tragic.
Aye.
Honestly, I would be thinking that this would either be a diamond or hearts.
Depends on who you consider the main character.
Hmm.
Indeed, it does. Oh,
Rainer
can't
is
tell.
gonna insight check you.
Who exactly was Rome to you?
He rolled. He rolled a 16. He's just looking dumbfounded. Like, he kind of like, it's like, yeah, right. Oh, God,
By
you're
any-
serious.
By any chance, would this Rome happen to be called something else by you? I told you!
Did Gratian
I
just...
told you it was a...
Did Gratian just say his motivational goal in a fucking story?
May have done,
You-
yeah.
Yeah. May I ask then,
Wait, is Greg...
Gratian,
Grey is Rome.
is he? Is it perhaps... Would Rome perhaps be yourself, or would you perhaps know him by another name, personally?
Okay, make a deception check. Gratian.
Everyone's fucking inciting.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, should we all insight and then we can add it together?
Well, just... Well, that's the DC you gotta beat. What the hell? Rainer's gonna... No,
No.
Rainer didn't manage it.
Ah!
Peach
Yeah,
makes
he's-
it!
Here he is, Drafthnar Glowhammer, stepping up to the plate. From downtown. Yay, 16.
Okay. Peach and Trufnar see through your deception. So they can tell you're lying. They don't know the truth, but they can tell that you're lying about him being a family friend.
Nemesis just gives Gratian a smirk. She knows.
Yeah, yeah. I just give him a knowing glance.
Ah, well. Wherever this
Well, if you
Rockefeller
say
is,
so.
hope he, if it is true, and it's not some story that he told you, hope it works out well for him.
Aye, and if we ever cross paths with this Rome character, he'd be a great little addition to the team.
Perhaps.
I think I'd be more interested in the girl.
Yes, this amazing. This
You'd be
amazing
the great
king.
addition, fuck off!
Oh my god, I cannot believe this. I was not.
That's great. I love that.
This is amazing.
Yeah. I was not expecting a Gratian lore bomb today.
I have been bamboozled, and now
Yeah.
suppose that means I'll have to start thinking about that.
Yeah.
Well, anyway,
oh my
Thanks.
gosh. That's
Well,
anyways,
amazing.
Fortune
Have you ever
sir.
thought of going into business with publishing these types of stories you have? Because I know for sure I would buy it.
It's Fortune's turn. What's your card?
How do I do the card thing?
Just click on it.
Press on. Yeah.
God.
Oh god, where the fuck did they go?
Oh, you've got two cards now.
These.
Oh,
Whoops. Pick one, I guess.
help.
Oh my god, it's above your name.
Ah. Sorry, I put everybody in the corner together away from Tom's face, so I have to remaneuver everybody. Oh boy. They're both the same.
Oh, well, that's helpful.
What are they? Show us, show us.
Or don't. Just go straight into the story.
Yeah, pull another Gratian on us. Jesus fuck.
No, of course. Mine would be what you would expect to hear from me. I placed down the King of Hearts.
Anyone you know that you
Alright, alright.
I'll get us the next round. Goes to,
none of the same, please.
Goes to.
But I do have a question for all of you.
Go ahead.
Mm?
Would you rather hear a tale from my past or something else?
Nemesis doesn't answer, she just stares her down.
Don't mind whatever you want to tell.
She takes a long sip of her ale.
I'm surprised Nem can even stomach that ale, to be honest.
And no, Fortune, you cannot tell the one between you and them.
That's why I said a tale of the past. Do you think I'd just retell the current love story?
Just like, so guys, let me tell you about the birds and the bees.
Of course not. It's still being written out after all.
If we could not gossip about my love life.
Rain is back with the next round of drinks.
Fantastic. And Nem just takes a big swing.
Alright.
It's
I'll take it.
incredibly strong. It's Glowhammer Ale.
And that we started a bed and breakfast. Listen here, that'd be good easy money.
So what was it? Oh, love, huh?
Alright. Let's hear about my great-great-great-grandmother. No.
That's a good noise.
Yeah. Well, to start us off, We'll start here where I usually end up, in a jail cell.
What?
Oh yeah, you think I come from a line of sane people? No.
I mean, we
I
have
think-
met your father.
Hey, but
Oh
this
god, your
from
mother.
Your your mother's.
Oh god, your mother is a saint amongst sinners.
So, great-great-grandma. We happen to share each other's eyes. But she was a little bit more pinkish than I was. Let's see. She starts off in her jail cell, whittling away, talking to the rats. She could do that. It was weird.
Could she?
She could. So she was talking to the rats, attempting to get them to go attack the guard down the end of the hall and steal his keys. They did okay. They got him bitten, a couple got trampled, but they got the keys, brought him back. And so, through the night, she gets to escape, far, far away from the tiny little town where it once was. Slowly but surely, as she's wandering through, she's from the crazy druid tribe. As she's going around, she starts to meet a couple of friends along the way. Stop at an inn, move on to the next town, teach a bear how to open doors, steal from that old inn, run off with her bear, until they eventually come to a ship. Now, it's not some grand fancy ship, it's just like a regular old ship. It's a little bit fancier. Weird sails. They had like a dragon or something on them. Anyways, she and her bear set along the ship. He entertains the crew. She sings for them. When the captain decides to take them along on the next journey. Storm starts to brew in. Everybody starts to tie everything down. The bear gets trapped in the captain's quarters because we don't want a bear flying off the ship. And through the storm, the boat nearly gets tossed over, water flying everywhere. They lose a couple of crew members, but the captain and grandma are still hanging on. And for as I heard it told, there was water, a broken board, 2 falling over the side of the ship, my grandma and the captain, and a seagull named Henry. Well, they ended up floating off and off and off. Where was I going with the story again?
It's a story of love.
All right.
Don't know, lass. It's your story.
Yeah, I've kind of gotten a little bit lost here.
Wait. So we got. Oh, hold on. So we've got a bear. We've got your crazy We've got crazy druid grandma. Your bear, and they're on a ship that's been shipwrecked.
Right.
I'm just
Okay,
more
wait.
thankful.
Keep going.
I'm just more thankful I'm not the only one with a crazy druid grandma. Not saying that my grandma's crazy.
Or a druid.
No, I am saying that.
And I'm not good with these story times.
I think my grandma has a high priestess of Morian.
Basically, long story short, Grandma and the captain and Henry the seagull end up on a little island. Eventually end up making a little raft. Grandma kills the captain. Runs off with Henry, and Henry was also a druid. Yeah, apparently great grandma knew somebody was trying to stalk her for a little while. Turns out it was Henry.
I did not expect that. That's of amazing, actually.
Yeah, seagulls, man. Seagulls will make you fall in love.
Weird question to ask, but what happened to the bear?
I don't know.
Is he above your fireplace or something?
God, no. You've been to my house. You know we don't have a bear over the fireplace.
I know, I was just joking, Les.
Bear probably just got eaten by
Here,
the
have a
bird.
sip of that. My jokes will land
The
better.
bear ate to the crew. If you ask my dad, the bear ate the crew. If you ask my mom, the crew ate the bear.
You won't could be it.
Better meat is quite nice.
Well then.
So if a seagull ever tries to steal your food, just give it to him. You might find love.
I
Yeah.
don't think that's a good analogy for everyone.
No. Maybe love comes from unexpected places, I suppose. Is that better?
Yes. Yes.
Or, don't believe crazy grandma stories? Right, who's next?
Who here hasn't gone?
Nemesis and Raynar.
Well, going from one love to another, darling. Tell us a story.
Look at us being nice to Tom.
Right.
We're saving
Alright.
the best for
I'll go
last.
ahead and draw a card.
Okay.
Even though Gracian's is super
Here's
hard to
your
top.
Card.
Oh. Nemesis will flip it over. And it is a Joker.
Oh shit, nice.
Oh,
We live in a society.
guess she
apparently.
gets to choose her.
We
Guess she
live in
gets
a
to choose her
society.
tail.
You're laughing.
Oh. I have one.
Hmm?
Oh my.
Oh my.
I'm
So-
not very
To get
good. I'm not very good at the
Is it going to be juicy?
Depends on what you consider that.
Is it about
But
precious meat?
anyways. This story takes place when I was a rather young girl. Perhaps 7 or 8, right before I started my training. And during this period of time, I obviously had a lot to do with my studies, etiquette lessons, things like that. But my one solace was always Norium. Whenever we had our few breaks, we'd get together and we would build these big forts and hide under the covers. We'd tell stories of, woe and victory, love and loss, like we are now. But sometimes, during these moments, we'd plan and scheme, as children do. There was a boy that had come to our estate in Olmendow at the time. Someone from one of the other noble families. Actually, a boy from Delcross.
Ah,
He was more around Nori's age, but, as a noble, you are expected to entertain your guests. This boy was awful, a little wretch. As spoiled as me, I suppose, but, it's different when you see someone mistreating your servants and the people that took care of you for all these years. And so, Nori and I had gotten together in our little fort one day. And we wanted to find a way to punish the brat, if you will. Make him get a taste of his own medicine. And I've never been one for these clever, intricate plans, but Nori, once he gets an idea in him, he tends to run with it. So, we decided our plan, and we actually recruited, what is her name? Zessa?
Yes.
We recruited Zessa for it.
The head maid you referred to, yeah?
Yep.
Yep, Zessa.
Poor Zessa had been given a horrible time by this boy. He destroyed everything that she did, tarnished his room all the time. He would throw food back at her. For a noble that's been taught etiquette all his life, he wasn't very good at it. Or maybe he just didn't care.
Well, maybe you need to smack around the backside a few times.
I think I've seen pigs with more etiquette than that.
Well, we... Nem actually can't help but, chuckle at this. You know that river over by the estate? And she looks at Trothnar.
You mean the one you sleepwalked into?
Aye, that one.
Nori and I went and collected frogs from it.
Frogs?
Frogs.
You know, little green things jump about. Frogs, aye.
I was just trying to make sure that we were clear that they were, in fact, frogs, and that Nemesis was touching frogs.
This was a little bit before my incident.
Ah.
But Nori and I had collected these frogs, and we had put them in these large buckets. And Zessa had helped us set them up beside his, room door. We put them on top. We coated the floor in this, in honey and sugar and whatever other substances that we could find that would stick to him. And so... and so we had, gone about our daily routine, and the boy finally came out of his room. Actually, in the afternoon. He had a habit of coming out late, but we had been sitting there waiting the whole time. And this boy opens the door, and frogs rain down on him. He was thrashing about, screaming. He slips on the liquid that we had thrown on the floor, and is just covered in all of these sweet trinkets. And so the frogs stay on him. They're attracted to the sweetness. And this moronic boy thrashes about, and he starts to run towards the steps. This army of frogs chasing after him. And Nori, my brilliant brother, decided to have one of the other servants toss marbles on the steps.
Oh my god.
He thought that he was clever.
Oh my god.
And so he gets to the steps and immediately basically slides or skis down them on his back with an army of frogs tackling up, trying to lick all over him. And again, Nori's cleverness, he put a sheet at the end of the steps, hung up so, and he hit the sheet, and two of the servants that were there at the time wrapped him in it with the frogs.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Needless to say, we had a great time. Our parents, not so much. We got into quite a bit of trouble after, but I think that the boy learned his lesson. He, never mistreated the servants again. He behaved well while he was in the house. And I would consider that a victory. Wouldn't you say?
And none of those
Just
servants got sacked for taking part in that?
Nori and I confessed that it was all our idea, and Nori even took the brunt of it by saying that he threatened them.
Well, I for one have only one thing to say about this. And that is Nemesis. From that tale, I bestow upon you now the title of High Queen of Pranks.
It was
And Nori
all
shall
Nori's
be
idea.
High King of Pranks.
I likely would have never done such a thing. I was much too afraid of my mother, but Nori never cared. He, I think all the credit goes to Nori on that.
Give me a moment now. I must do something. Can I do a sending to Nori? And send to him all hail Nori, High King of Pranks, first of his name.
Does poor lad now have like a pedalizing fear of frogs or something?
I actually don't know. He tended to avoid me at parties and the like after that.
If we were ever to encounter him as an enemy, perhaps we could try this out.
After doing the sending, there's a few seconds, and all you just hear is Norim go, "What?" And that's all the spell has.
Perfect.
At this point, like as you all like have a few things, Reina's like, "Right then," pulls out one of his own cards. Can I do it to myself? Yes, I can. Good. Okay. He kind of like how people with poker do, where they just sort of like slide it and they just bend it up slightly. Places the card down, gets his tankard, just downs it, slams it down, and then just flips the card over, showing the 3 of hearts.
It looks like love's in the air today.
Yep, it seems so.
I'd like to say that in my other game, nearly everyone got like tragic tales, so it was really fucking sad.
And of course, only I got the fucking lost one, didn't I?
So, love, huh? When I was a young lad, I used to work down at the docks in Yalmord. Me pap worked there as well. He was a merchant, but he always had a home in Yalmord. as I got older, I decided that I was gonna follow in his footsteps. So I began trading. Initially just trading around Johan. Didn't feel right, you know? Rugged terrain, varied weather. And all the time you had to deal with bandits. But, you know, it was good earnings until eventually me pap got too old to handle the journeys across the continents. So I stepped up. I went from land to sea. Thinking maybe I'd had a bit more freedom, you know, the sea winding through your hair and everything. But what ended up happening was I just felt isolated, cramped, you know? When you're out in the ocean, the only thing that's around you is water. Water and more water.
The sea as far as the eye can see.
Yeah. Plus, like in the land, you had to deal with things. Where it was bandits and monsters, it was now pirates and monsters. Couldn't get much of a break. At one point, during a trip to Naza, the vessel I was on was struck down by a wave. And there I was, standing on a stinking ship, thinking that my end was coming. And then I saw something which I'd never seen before. I'd heard about these things, but never seen them firsthand. An airship, one of those really old ones, had actually been doing a test run there. And they saw the ship flounder in the water, break apart. And so, I was rescued, looked after by the crew, and was taken back to Bulatras at that time. It was weird flying through the sky. Not to mention, you know, I had just been in a shipwreck. Here I am on a ship that's now in the air. But once I got back and recovered, and the trading that my father did sort of dwindled out, he told me to go and do what I love to do, which I assume was trading. So I moved over to Exeter, started doing some trades there, started organising naval trades in Bulatras, made a decent amount of coin. And then it got to the point where I met an old friend, the captain of the ship that saved me. She was, relatively old at this point. She'd been flying for years. But then she pointed me over to them needing a pilot for the Green Leaf. And during that, the first flight that I did, I never wanted to leave the sky ever again. I was good at trading. I enjoyed it. But the land, the sea, it was never something which I liked. But the air, and I guess it's because of who I am, as an air genasi, but I finally felt I was home. And that's when I realized that my place, and the thing I love most, is soaring through the clouds. And there's your tale of love, folks.
You know, I like it.
That was nice.
As do I, yeah.
I mean, don't get me
And I
wrong,
can
the
understand.
story will probably change if I find a good last for me, but for now, I love the freedom of the sky. Also, I only have to deal with monsters.
That is fair enough. But yes, just from the few trips I've had on the airship, I can understand the love for flying out here.
I mean, not everyone enjoys it, I get that. But for me, if I could spend my entire life in the air, I would.
Fortune.
Just the freedom of wind blowing through your hair. watching.
Fortune.
Nemesis just drinks more of her drink. You know, I didn't really think of anything like that with an airship. It's pretty common, you know, for me at least. That sounds insensitive.
No, by all means.
I just mean it's, you know, a natural occurrence for me, so it's not something that I put much thought into.
Well, who knows? Maybe you'll find, you know, you don't look like a person that's been on, like, a seafaring ship.
No, not at all.
Maybe you'll get on one and you'll get the same joy I got on an airship. Who knows?
Perhaps you will, because I know a lot where I lived who took to the sea.
The party
Anyway.
becomes pirate. We've been talking about that.
Well, anyway,
Uh.
that was a good little story time. I figured I now know my employees a bit better than I did about an hour ago. Just gets the last dregs of his drink done. I'm calling it a day, night. I don't fucking know, we're underground. I'm not used to this.
Either way, I think we're all a little drunk. Besides the milk havers.
Yeah, and Rayna, heads back up the stairs, back to his room.
Well, what did you all think?
I liked it. In fact, I loved a lot of the tales that everyone had here.
Hey.
See, I can have fun.
Indeed, you can.
We didn't say you couldn't, Les.
However, this does make me wonder, how much larger of a scale of a prank will we pull on the old Mandel Paladins to help get Quan free?
That's true. Nori is quite a schemer.
Indeed.
Alright. So, as you all have some small talk, and you finish your drinks, you all head to your respective beds. Now knowing a few interesting tales, true or not, and as sleep takes you for the start of the next day. That's what we're going to call it for this session.
Yay.
Yay!
We got Gratian lore.
Right?
Yeah, no, I was not expecting that. That was never disclosed to me.
I think that's like what I was most excited about. Like that's actual Gratian lore.
I know. And the way he weaved it in was amazing.
Yeah, that was a
was-
good story, like in general.
I was going to be like, oh, victory, I win this person. I'm like, this person stole the thing. It's like, oh, it's still victory because it's actually the lady that we're referring to. It's like, no,
Yeah,
let's not kid ourselves. It's Gratian.
it's Gratian. Oh my god.